on three.
1, 2, 3, rock!
Our first 2020 homecoming candidate is Riley Stevens. Homecoming queen candidate number 1, Miss Riley Stevens. Queen candidate number 2, Miss Emma Wharton. Hello, Emma. Candidate number 5, Miss Alana Griggs. Good evening, Alana. Queen candidate number 6, Miss Hayden Mccray. Give everybody a wave, Hayden. Queen candidate number 7, Miss Mackenzie Moore. Good evening, Mackenzie. Candidate number 8, Miss Kenzie Catholic. Hello, Kenzie. Queen candidate number 9, Miss Grace Shetland. Good evening, Grace. And rounding out our Queen candidates, number 10, Miss Olivia Starr. The 2020 Barnesville High School homecoming team will be selected at halftime. If you are not used to the tradition here, the young lady that picked the white rose will be the winner, red rose will be the runner-up, while all the other roses will be green. So best of luck to those fine 10 young ladies. Good luck tonight, ladies.
Get fired up! Hey, let's go!
What's on 3?
1, 2, 3, rock!
For the Shamrocks. Intercepted by number 5, Cameron Wood. Shamrock ball, 1st and 10.
It's 0-0. All right, okay, we're going to keep it on. Let's go. Rocks on 3.
1, 2, 3, rocks.
Touchdown, Jets.
back during the second half. You had to make it interesting, all right? We got a lot to work on for next year, right? We'll talk about that with the underclassmen, seniors. I'm glad we sent you out the right way. Thank you for everything, all right? Let's go freaking celebrate. Rocks on three. 1, 2, 3, rock!
Get fired up. Hey, let's go!
Horse on 3.
1, 2, 3, rock!
Shamrocks. Intercepted by number 5, Cameron Wood. Shamrocks ball, 1st and 10.
It's 0-0. All right, okay, we're gonna keep it on. Let's go. Rocks on 3.
1, 2, 3, rocks.
Touchdown, Jets.
guys haven't made anything easy all year, including right there in the second half. You had to make it interesting, all right? We got a lot to work on for next year, right? We'll talk about that with the underclassmen, seniors. I'm glad we sent you out the right way. Thank you for everything, all right? Let's go freaking celebrate. Yeah. Hey, 1, 2, 3, roll!
Get fired up. I love
Watch on 3.
1, 2, 3, roll! Get fired up. I love
Watch on 3.
1, 2, 3, roll!
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
It's homecoming here at Shamrocks Stadium tonight. Welcome, everybody. My name is Brady Treherne.
And I'm Kate Hannis.
And we are extremely excited for this rivalry matchup as the Shamrocks just took the field, and we're waiting for the Jets to take the field, and here they come for tonight's highly weighted matchup between both communities. Obviously, a huge rivalry in the 62nd meeting with the Battle of the Milk Bucket. So this one should be a good one tonight. As we look at the series, as both teams have played, Barnesville is actually up in the series 36-22, and they've also had 3 ties over the history. So this is going to be a good one tonight, Cade.
And how many games has Barnesville won in the last? They've won the last 3 or 4 in a row.
Yes.
I know we won your senior year. We lost the year after that. So and we
Yes.
won my senior year. So 2 years in a row.
2017 was the last time Union Local won in this matchup. So they obviously are out for revenge. They have something to prove tonight as the Jets come in at 1-4. Barnesville coming in at 3-2, but off a tough loss last week to River.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Barnesville didn't play as good as they wanted to as a whole. I mean, they just kind of looked flat, and they just didn't play real well from the very beginning.
You know, it's always a tough drive going down there to Hannibal, going down to play River and Coach Flannery's squad, and he's always going to have them well coached. But that's not an excuse, though.
No.
You got to go down there and be ready to play and take advantage of the week. And they couldn't get it done last week, so they're looking to bounce back. I know they're all excited. Obviously, neighboring schools here, so a couple kids actually in both districts going both ways. So
yep.
Going to the other schools. So obviously, a little bit of bad blood here tonight as Gavin Carpenter gets ready to kick off for the Rocks. And we are underway here at Shamrock Stadium. Carpenter's going to kick it off to about the 20-yard line. And it's going to be picked up. That's by number 6, Caleb McWhorter. And he's going to make his way up to about the 25-yard line. That's where the Jets are going to set up shop.
McWhorter was tackled by Chase Connor, Bryce Hall, and there was another person, but I couldn't really tell who it was.
So a little bit about Union Local here. They're coached by Bernie Thompson. And they're coming in at 1-4, like we said. Their only win is over Buckeye Local. You know, they took one on the chin early on, lost on the last play against Monroe Central in the first game of the year. So I know that's not how they won the start of their season. It was nice they bounced back and got the win against Buckeye Local, but they've dropped a few since then. Yeah,
Union Local, they came out first play of the game and went on 2 right there. So they must have saw something on film or got word that Barnesville has a tendency to jump whenever it's on 2. So we'll see if Barnesville's able to correct that.
And that's one thing, you know, when you have an aggressive defense like Barnesville does, you know, you can draw them off sides like that. So it'll be 1st and 5 here for Blake, and he's going to hand it off.
Mistake, and they turned it around for almost 3 and out.
So we'll see how Coach Thompson's squad responds here. As the last couple plays, they've been in that pistol set, which is where the quarterback's about 3-4 yards behind the center, and they usually are going to trim with the tailback. It's very good for running offenses, but here they're going to drop into the shotgun. He's going to put a man in motion, throw a hitch out to Trey Rex, right at the first down marker. He's going to fall forward and get the first down on that sideline around the 38-yard line.
Trey Rex is a very tall sophomore from Union Local. He's actually one of the kids who was in the Barnesville School District at one point, but transferred to UL before his freshman year. And what you saw right there, they just ran a little hitch like teams are doing against Barnesville all year long.
So Blake will be in the gun here again. He's going to throw a bubble, and it's going to be wrapped up for a loss. That looked to be this big senior, Cameron Woods. Pass was intended for McWhorter. And so the senior there sniffs out the bubble.
Tell you what, Cameron did a really good job coming off Hess's block right there and meeting McWhorter as he caught the ball. McWhorter, he's a real speedy guy. He was one that has started since his freshman year as well. And I remember even his freshman year, he was pretty fast. So I'm sure he's only gotten even faster.
So Blake's going to be in a shotgun, accompanied by Price. He's got Rex at the bottom of your screen, trips to the top. And he's going to take the snap. They're going to pull him in around, hand it off to Price. And they're going to get brought down the backfield. It looked like Gavin Carpenter followed that pulling guard and is able to make a play for a loss of about 2 or 3.
Gavin Carpenter and Jacob Starr in there on the tackle for the Rocks. So we got 3rd and about 14 for the Jets. So I'm interested to see what they call right here.
Other than the penalty and the hitch, the Jets really haven't got anything going.
No.
So we'll see. Maybe they run another route like to the sticks here again, and maybe like a bender route or something across the middle here. Yeah, come back. So we'll see what Coach Thompson has in store here on 3rd and 14. Blake's going to be in the gun, takes a snap. He's going to roll to his left. A little bit of time, throws it out. Receivers tripped, looking for a flag, and they're not going to get it. That was Chase Connor on the coverage. Pass was intended
for 13, Carter Lose.
And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Jets, and they're going to have to punt here.
Tell you what, it'll give Barnesville decent field position to start for their opening offensive series.
Back deep for the Rocks is going to be Spencer Bliss and Gage Hannes. They're going to be sitting back around the 35-yard line as number 18, Carter Blake, is going to do the punting duties tonight for the Jets, and he's going to boom one. Beautiful punt. Hannes is going to field it around the 34 and fall forward to about the 39.
I don't know if Ian Local thought he signaled for a fair catch or signaled for a fair catch or what, but two of them just ran right by Gage.
Gage, it looked like he was off balance there, and
Spencer
he just kind of fell forward. Yeah,
Spencer was kind of just pushing him forward.
Yeah.
So I mean, take what you can get, but
that's right.
that looked kind of weird.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rocks at the 45, and they're going to be quarterbacked by C.J. Hannes, and he's going to be in the I formation, followed by Belay and Woods. He's going to turn around and hand it off to Woods. And he's going to plow forward for about a gain of 1, which is kind of what we've seen all year. The Rocks has come out and want to get that ground and pound run game going.
And often they go into that to the three-headed monster.
Right.
And
that heavy I formation.
And like many teams have a hard time stopping that, especially with Hayden Hannes, preseason Big 22 senior, being out with not playing quarterback with a shoulder injury. You have to rely on the run game.
So Hannes going to turn around and run a fullback dive. He's going to hand it off to Jake Belay, the senior, and he's going to pick up another 3, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 5.5 for the Rocks here. Go ahead and take a look at the Rocks starting lineup really quick while we have a chance. I know we didn't have a chance for Union Local. There was also a couple of mistakes on there we caught, so that's why we didn't read it. But the Rocks are going to roll with Schultz, Carpenter, Jackson, Starr, and Leisure up front, with C.J. Hannes at quarterback, Chase Connor at tight end, Woods at halfback, Belay at fullback, and Bliss and Gage Hannes at receivers. But you will see Gage run a little bit of tailback for the Rocks as well. As it'll be 3rd and 5 here, as Hannes is in the I formation, 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. They're going to run a waggle. Hannes is going to try to get outside, throws it towards the sideline. It's pass intended for Gage Hannes, and it's broken up by number 13, I do believe that's Carter Lose, yes.
So that brings up 4th and 6 for the Rocks. That was a good stand by the Jets defense after they give up and their opening offensive drive. And they just get the ball back from the Rocks.
So this is going to force the Rocks to punt, barring a fake here. Right around midfield, rivalry game, you never know. You might fake one here.
I wouldn't be surprised.
As Gage Hannes is set back to punt, he's going to roll out to his left, kind of look around. It's a nice kick. It's going to be picked up by number 88. That looks to be Gannon Kearns. And he's going to get brought down around the 18-yard line.
There's a flag around the 25, though. They might call a hold on the Jets. Tell you what, I saw some nice hits right there.
Yeah,
so
I saw that
hopefully it's
too.
making it be a chippy game. I mean, rivalry, last regular season game of the year, so I mean that's what you expect from these two schools.
It's always been a pretty chippy game if you look in years past. A couple fights have broke out, which you never want to see, but it always makes things interesting, that's for sure. There's always bad blood when these two teams meet, so it definitely makes it fun to watch, but you never want to see anyone get hurt or anything like that.
I remember your senior year, there was that full-on.
We had a great senior class that year. Guys like Logan Schultz, Luke's his brother, now a senior. Cole Susak, guys like that on that team that were really good leaders, and that was a really fun season. It really turned the program around.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, they did call holding against the Jets right there.
So that's going to back them all the way up to their own 5-yard line. Looks like Blake's going to get under center in the I formation. The Jets probably going to try to give themselves a little bit of breathing room as he's going to turn around and hand it off. And that is to number 8. That's going to be Brody Myers. And he's going to pick up about 6 yards right there. So nice job, Jets got into that I formation. We haven't seen that yet out of them. And so kind of giving the Rocks a little bit of a taste of their own poison.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully the Rocks, they have their corners not playing as deep as they have been this season and look to break up on those hitches and quick outs.
Yeah, as you look at the Rocks defense, they've been hurt in the seams and with the hitches, right?
Oh, yeah.
Along the hash marks is where a lot of teams like Beaver Local really got to him. And the ball's loose! 1 second, 3. The Jets are going to turn around and hand it off. Ball popped out. Looks like there was a couple rocks around it, but the Jets are going to pop back on it and catch a break right there.
So, yeah, I tell you what, the Jets got really lucky right there because the Rocks would have had great field position off the turnover.
The Jets are awful lucky to fall back on that one. And that's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 here with 6:06 left to play here in the first quarter.
Tell you what, it looks like a long 3, though.
Kind of a chilly night here tonight, too. It definitely didn't feel like it did 2 weeks ago.
Feels like football weather.
That's right. So here on 3rd and 3, the Jets are going to turn around and hand it on a fullback dive, and they're going to get stuffed for about no gain. And that's going to, I would imagine, Coach Thompson's going to punt here, being back so far in his own territory.
Tell you what, I'm not sure who filled the hole right there for the Rocks defense, but that was a heck of a collision between him and the fullback. That's what you love to see from your linebackers.
And he's going to be right at his goal line. So that's better hope they don't have a bad snap. Snap is good. He's going to roll out to his right and punt. It's a nice one. It's going to get to about midfield and hand us back to return. He's going to let it go, and the Jets are going to field it around the 45-yard line. So that's where the Rocks are going to set up shop here for the second offensive drive.
Tell you what, Union Local kind of did exactly what Barnesville did on their punt. They let Gay Chance roll out and look, see if anything's there. If he sees green, run it. And that's what Union Local did right there with their punter as well.
If you got the athlete to do it, there's no reason really not to, as long as you can block it.
Yeah.
That's always the issue, if you can block it or not. And have Aiden Hannes come in at quarterback here for the Rocks, so change. And they're going to get in that heavy I formation with Gavin Carpenter leading away for Gage Hannes here, as he's going to plow forward for about 4.5. So nice pickup there, the senior coming in at quarterback.
Yeah, he played a little bit of quarterback last week against River. He didn't throw the ball much, at all, but hopefully we can see him throw the ball a little tonight.
And his season has just been overcome by injuries. It seems like he's been
career.
nicked up or something every week.
Last year he broke his ankle, set him out for the season.
You just hate to see it, and you wish he could get a couple weeks going. And he's going to turn around and hand it off to Gage Hannes again, and he might have got one as the Jets defense. Connor and Bliss are going to be your tight ends. Hannes is going to take the snap, turn around, fake it to Gage Hannes. Looks like they got Belay in the flats. Got a man wide open. He's going to get the first down. Fall forward up to about the 32-yard line. So a nice little pitch and catch there. He can throw a little bit.
I tell you what, he put a little zip on it too. So that shoulder must be feeling pretty good.
You just hope he doesn't overthrow it and then hurt it again or something. But yeah, it looked pretty good right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Spencer coming in, put him tight end, so I kind of figured it'd be a pass right there because he's not.
He's more of a receiving threat than he is a blocking threat.
Yes, exactly.
That's for sure. As Ethan Spangenberg, his replacement, just checked into the game right here, so I would imagine the Rocks are going to churn and run the football. So they got Gavin Carpenter in the backfield, and that's exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be a fullback dive to Jake Belay. And they did a nice job right there. They motioned over the big lineman in the backfield, Gavin Carpenter. He paved the way for Jake Belay right there, and they're going to pick up about 8 right off the rip, and it's going to bring 2nd and 2 with 3:30 left to go here in the first quarter.
That formation has worked for the Rocks all season long. I mean, Carpenter basically just becomes another blocker out of the backfield, and he just paves the way for either the fullback or the tailback.
He's the fullback for the fullback.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd short here, and they're going to motion Carpenter over and do the exact same thing, and they're going to counter back to that right side with Gage Hannes. Makes 2 men miss, and Hannes is off to the races. Touchdown, Barnesville. And a nice play right there by the senior.
Gage Hannes has done that all season long. He just never stops his feet. That's a key as running back. You always got to keep your feet moving, because if you do, you see what happens. You're able to break those tackles and take one to the house.
You know, right there, Barnesville was in that heavy package for a couple plays. The Jets got really close up to the line of scrimmage, filled the box up. Once you get past that second level, there's nobody there.
Nope. Rocks are in a little bit of a muddle huddle.
They're going to motion over Gage Hannes. He's going to bow behind Aiden Hannes. He looks like he's going to be the lead blocker. Hannes lead to 8-0 here with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
It's a good job by the Rocks to bounce back after going 3 and out on the first series and come back and scoring.
I like that muddle huddle right there.
Yeah, we when did we put that in? It's either I think it was my junior year. We didn't have
the
it
year
senior
after I graduated.
Yeah, it was
so
my
2017
yeah,
we put that in.
It's my junior year. I remember.
Because Fort Fry did it to
yeah,
us, and it is very hard to prepare for. As soon as you see it on film, you know the opposing coaches are going to have to spend at least 20, 30 minutes during the week preparing to defend that because they know they're going to see it. And, I mean, that's 20, 30 minutes they're not preparing on your normal offense.
I mean, and you have so many options off of it, too. You can line up in the muddle huddle and call and go back into kick a regular PAT. You can do what they just did. You can just run a jet, little pass. I mean, you have so many options off of it.
So following the score here, Gavin Carpenter once again is going to kick off for the Rocks. Back deep to receive for the Jets is going to be number 13. That's Carter Lose.
And number 6, Caleb McCorder.
They're going to kick it to Lose here. And he's going to try to get back to the middle of the field. Looks like they got a return to the left side on. And he's going to be brought down eventually by Cameron Woods as a flag is thrown in late.
Looks like Cameron Woods and Owen Wise in on the tackle for the Rocks.
Nice job there for the Rocks covering with their kickoff unit there. We'll have to see what this flag's all about here. Looks like it's going to be a block in the back on the Jets. And that's going to back them up.
That's the second special teams flag that has been thrown so far in the game on the Jets, and there's only been 2 special teams plays for them. So that'll.
So that's going to back them all the way up to about the 20-yard line. So that's where we're going to go set up shop. It'll be 1st and 10. As Blake's going to get into that pistol formation. Rex at the bottom of your screen. 2 receivers to the top. Rocks are going to shift their defensive line. Blake will take the snap, turn around, hand it off to Jackson Price, and he's going to be gobbled up in the backfield by a host of Shamrocks. Look to be Gavin Carpenter and Jaden Lucas. Boy, we've been calling both of their names all year.
All season long. They've been so consistent for the Rocks, not only on defense, but also offense.
And how important is it to have 2 guys at the middle like that can just pretty much take away your opponent's run game?
Yeah, and they can eat up the offensive linemen and free up the linebackers so they don't have any guards or anything pulling through and blocking the linebackers.
Because it's probably going to take a double team to truly block both of them. You know, you can do some misdirection stuff like River did and run around them. But if you're going to run straight at them, you got to double them. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 here for the Rocks. Blake's going to try to drop back and pass as a flag's going to be thrown. Looks like they're going to get a false start on the Jets here and back them up even further.
I tell you what, if you're Bernie Thompson and the Jets, you need to cut out the penalties here early in the game. How about that Shenandoah game 2 weeks ago? How many penalty yards was there at the half? 150?
It was 162, I think, at half.
That's crazy.
Which was crazy. Hopefully we're not going along that trend tonight. Hopefully both teams can clean it up here. Ooh, Jake Belay's actually going to drop back into the safety. I like how they rolled their coverage right there. As Blake's going to step back and throw and find an open man in that Rocks coverage.
That flag comes in late.
Another flag.
Yeah.
Pass was complete to Carter Lose for a gain of about 10 or 11 right there. So the Rocks rolled their coverage that way, and there was still a hold there as the Jets found looked like they ran a little hook there around the hashes.
If there's been a weakness for the Rocks defense, it's been teams finding holes in the secondary. They call it a face mask against the Rocks right there, so that's going to give the Jets 15 more yards of field position.
So some free yards for the Motown Maniacs here as they are going to take advantage of that, I'm sure. And they're going to go 1st and 10 from the 40 here as Blake is going to have trips to his right Rex all by himself up top of your screen. As looks like they're signaling in some routes here. Blake's going to go ahead and take the snap here. Roll out to his right. Looks, throws. He's got a man open. That's going to be Carter Lose again. It's going to get brought down by Spencer Bliss as Lose kind of gets up slowly there on that rock sideline. But a nice pitch and catch there for Bernie Thompson's squad.
Oh, yeah. If they're able to pick apart the Rocks defense like this, we're going to be in for a heck of a game.
Both teams kind of doing the opposite. You know, the Rocks are more of a ground and pound team. Looks like the Jets are going to try to do it through the air tonight. So it could get interesting tonight.
Yep.
Once again, Blake's accompanied by Price in the backfield. They're going to set up 1st and 10 at the 50. He's going to drop back and pass, and it's going to be almost picked through the hands of senior Jake Belay.
Right through the hands.
Going to be caught. That's by number 3, Dakota Hess. Right through his hands.
Honestly, I thought he caught it at first.
I was about to say he intercepted it like you said. I couldn't believe he didn't catch it.
That's all right. We just need Barnesville needs to make a stopper here, so that doesn't hurt the Rocks too much.
So it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Jets at the 31 with about 37 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, as the Jets are going to signal in a play here because they've been no huddle all night. It looks like they're having some confusion, and Bernie Thompson's going to have to take a timeout here to get things straightened up. With about 28 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
I'll tell you what, one key player that's not playing for the Jets tonight is number 22, Hayden Mccray. He's another transfer from Barnesville, and he was a big part of Barnesville's offense last year, even as a freshman. And I know he's played a lot for UL this season, and he's had a couple. I know at least one touchdown. But with the transfer rule, they changed it my senior year. So when someone transfers, they can play the first half of the season, then they have to sit out the second half. And so they wouldn't be able to play in the playoffs or something like.
And that's why they do that, is so kids just can't transfer around.
Yeah, from like Steubenville Catholic.
Yeah,
and
that's one of those, the Catholic private schools like that. You see that often where maybe a kid's having trouble with family life or something at home, maybe grades potentially,
or even playing time at the bigger school.
And they kind of fall through the cracks, and they end up transferring. And next thing you know, week 5 rolls around, and a team will look completely different. That happened to us when I think my junior year with Steubenville Catholic Central. We were scouting for them, and they had a couple DBs, and then we played them later in the season, and they were not the same kids they started out the year with. They got a couple kids from Steubenville, and a completely different team, and that's why that rule was put in, so teams can't go ahead and put together a roster. It almost makes it like professional sports or something. Blake's going to take a direct snap here, try to get around the left side on a quarterback keep, and he's going to pick up about 3.
Funny story about like Steubenville Catholic. I remember my junior year, it was the same situation. Like we prepared. They were huge up front, but their skill positions, they were good, but they weren't crazy good. I remember walking out there for specialties before the game. They had just gigantic receivers and running backs. Like, where did these kids come from? It was just insane.
So here at the end of the first quarter, Barnesville's going to be up 8-0, but the Jets are driving here, and they're looking to answer. As we take a look after what happens this week, obviously we are accustomed to this game usually being on Halloween weekend, last week in October. There for a couple of years it was week 3 because they had to move it because when Union Local first got into the Buckeye 8, they had to move it. But, last couple of years it's been how it should be, the last game of the season. But it's a lot earlier than usual, and that's because the playoffs are going to start next week, which we'll talk about here now while we got the chance. Barnesville is going to start the week off, or the playoffs with a bye.
Yeah, that's big for the Rocks. It allows Aiden Hance extra time to heal up and let him get back at quarterback.
The Rocks were actually, I believe they were a 5th seed, and that's how they got the bye. All the teams below, I think like seeds like 6 or 7, I think,
something
all
like
got
that.
a bye.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the teams all had to play. The Rocks are in Division 6, Region 23. You can find that playoff bracket on OHSA's website. And the Rocks will play the winner of Marion, Elgin, and Fredericktown.
It's
Those are,
two teams from up around Columbus.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a heck of a ride for them.
I think my dad looked up today. It's going to be close to about 3 hours for him. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Blake's going to start out the first quarter, dropping back to pass, and he's going to skip one out. That was to number 6. That was McWhorter, and pass was incomplete, just a little short there. But he had a guy open.
Yeah, I mean, if he was open, it was probably enough for a first down. I remember your senior year, it was a passing scrimmage against Cambridge, and I remember Matthew. It was like opening series, and like I was just like a little safety valve. I was just standing there, and he's ran out of options. He dumped it off to me real quick. I remember he's kind of short-armed it, and I went to catch it towards the ground. I remember it bounced up and dislocated my finger. I remember Coach Starr popping it out, and me and Matthew still joke about that to this day.
So Blake's going to take the snap, drop back. He's got time. He's going to find the man open on an out route. He's going to get brought down by a couple of Shamrocks, and that was number 13, Carter Lose. You know, Blake right there did a nice job. They ran a little levels concept to that sideline where you got a guy at about 5 to 7 yards. You run another guy behind him about 10 to 12 yards, and whichever that flat defender the Rocks out there, he picks one, you throw it to the other.
I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a ball from Union Local's quarterback, but Cameron Woods was there on coverage, but it looked like last second he went up to jump the route in front of him instead of the route right behind him.
So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from about the 25. And they're going to hand it off to the big back, Jackson Price. And he's going to pick up a huge chunky yardage. Looks like he's down to about the 6-yard line. So a nice pickup there for the Jets as they come out in the second quarter ready to roll.
Tell you what, we're the makings for a really good backyard rivalry right here.
Obviously, like we said earlier, both teams battling for the milk bucket. So both teams obviously want to hold that thing up at the end.
No matter what your record is, like how much talent you have on the team, this is always a good game. And both teams, you wait for this game all season long.
Throw the records out.
Yep.
Rivalry week here in Ohio. It's a great week for football. And it's going to be a direct snap to the quarterback, and he's going to be taken down on the keeper, and he's going to lose about 5 or 6 yards there.
Luke Schultz in there for the tackle from the Rocks. Looks like he came through almost untouched.
Yeah. You know, right there, I was one of those design quarterback keeps where they snap it to Blake, fakes one way, and there was just nothing there. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 4 with 10:15 left to play here in the second quarter. As the Jets have got a little momentum going.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they respond here on 3rd down.
If they can capitalize right here, that'd be huge for the Jets.
Looks like they're going to put McWhorter in motion. They're going to drop back to pass. Tries to find a man at the goal line. Pass knocked down by the senior, Hayden Hannis.
Oh, flag comes in late on the goal line.
Boy, that was late. I didn't see it.
I mean, it was really late.
That was really late. You know, probably a pass interference there. Hannis was all over his back. But
yeah. I mean, with Aiden getting hurt a couple weeks ago, not only was that a huge loss for the offense, but also the defense. I mean, he's one of your better tacklers on the whole team.
Right.
Especially filling down from that safety position. And he's also a great cover guy, too. Oh. Offsetting penalties against both teams. There's a holding against the Jets and a pass interference against the Rocks.
So that will mean the Jets are going to get another shot here on 3rd down. As far as I'm concerned, that play never happened.
Yeah.
So 3rd down once again for the Jets. Blake's going to be in the gun accompanied by Price. Be Rex at the bottom of your screen. Trips to the top. Blake's going to take the snap. 3-step drop. He's going to find a man in the flats. That's McWhorter, and he's going to be short of the first down. Ran a little out route there. Coverage got to him quick enough to push him out of bounds. That's going to bring up 4th and about 1 or 2.
I'll tell you what, I know it's early in the game, but this is a big play right here for the Jets. If they're able to capitalize, I mean, they've had a good drive so far, and this has built momentum. If they can capitalize right here, it's going to be big for the Union Local Jets.
And with the Rocks going down and getting that 2-point conversion, it almost forces you to have to go for it.
Yeah.
Maybe if they just tackle on the extra point, you can think about kicking it if you have a kicker. But, I mean, you kind of almost feel that pressure because they've got some momentum. You got to answer back right here.
Yeah, I mean, what you got to lose right here? It's a big rivalry game.
As Bernie Thompson comes sprinting down the sideline, maybe didn't like what he saw, the way how the Rocks lined up, and called a timeout. Showed some wheels right there.
Well, heck, how many yards did he have against the Rocks his senior year?
A lot.
Is it a state record?
It was some kind of record of
was
some
it for the
sort.
receptions in one game?
Maybe.
Or something. I know it's something crazy.
Yeah.
And he went on to play at Waynesburg before he came back to his alma mater to coach.
Let's talk about that. You know, Union Local's got quite the pipeline with Waynesburg.
Yeah, Cal Kildal goes there, Ty Kildal. Ty plays baseball, Cal plays football. Now, I believe Lucas Donley transferred to Waynesburg now as well. He started out Wheeling.
Yeah.
I think he transferred to Waynesburg. I mean, it helps having your coach graduate from there. I mean, that's like Barnesville baseball. Like I went to Bethany, Seth Gordon, Zane Huntsman, and I know there's some like Tyler Kurtz, like some kids in the years past, because Coach DJ Butler, Barnesville's head baseball coach, he's a graduate of Bethany. Yeah, Bernie Thompson's coming into his third year coaching.
Third year, I do
he
believe.
He took over after Bruce Stiles.
Yeah.
His last year was my junior year whenever they made the playoffs.
So 4th and 2 yards here. 9:51 left to go in the second quarter. A big play as the refs are trying to get the play clock started. And it's down to about 20. Blake's going to turn around and hand it off to Price, and he's going to fall forward and pick up the first down for the Jets. So that's going to give them 1st and goal from about the 4-yard line.
That's a big conversion for the Jets right there. So, yeah, it makes it 1st and goal for the Jets around their 5-yard line. So Caleb McCorder will be at the bottom of your screen. Looks like Carter Lose at the top of your screen.
And they're going to stay in the I formation. Blake under center. Turn around, hands it off to his fullback Price. Makes 2 men miss. He's going to follow his blocker to the end zone for a touchdown. Boy, it looked like the Rocks have that snuffed out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a crease opened up. Next thing you know, he walks into the end zone.
Yeah, there's a big pile of guys from both teams, and then all of a sudden he just cuts back in the cutback lane and walks in almost untouched.
You know, that's like you got 2 guys in one gap right there. That's what happened to the Rocks. A big pile up, and that gap was uncovered. You know, Magnolia actually got famous. They used to do that on purpose. They would put 2 guys in a gap, and you couldn't block it, and they won many state championships in West Virginia by doing that. But typically, if you got 2 guys in the gap, your defense is not sound. And I think that happened by accident there for the Rocks.
I'll tell you what, that's why the cutback lane is so important for as a defense, because if it's not covered, you see what happens.
So the extra point is going to be put on there by Parker Skittle.
Skittle? I don't know on that one.
We'll go with Skittle.
If anyone in the live stream knows and can type in the chat, it'd be greatly appreciated.
So he's going to punch that through, and it's going to cut that lead to 8-7 here. It looks like we got a great ball game ahead of us here.
I mean, that's what you want as this old school rivalry. You want it to be a close game, not a blowout like my junior year whenever they made the playoffs.
You know, you talked about Bruce Stiles. He actually started out coaching for Barnesville back in the 90s. Him and my dad actually split a paycheck when they were on staff here, yeah. And he went on to have a lot of good years at Union Local.
Yeah, his last year coaching, they played, I don't remember their exact record, but they were really good, and then they lost in the first round?
Yeah.
The playoffs, and they shouldn't have lost.
No, I think it was.
It was at UL.
Yeah, it was at UL. It was a private school come down out of Columbus, and there was a guy that was on. Who was it?
Oh, Ohio State defensive coordinator.
Who was
Greg?
it?
Shoot.
I can't think of his name, but his son was on the team.
Yeah, Greg Schiano.
Yeah, Greg Schiano.
Yeah, I remember
long-time
seeing
NFL
him there,
coach.
yeah.
And he was up in the bleachers. We were sitting right down below him.
We were 40 feet away from him? Yeah, that was pretty cool. And Union Local shouldn't have lost that game.
No.
They should have won.
So after the kickoff here, the Rocks are going to set up shop around the 39-yard line. You know, that kick was recovered there by Chase Connor. Looked like a little squib kick there. Didn't go very far. Maybe the Jets trying to catch a lucky bounce there. Definitely probably don't want Gage Hannes.
Keep it away from Gage Hannes. Because he has the potential to bust one at any time, no matter where he's at on the field.
So the Rocks will start here.
Here's the wishbone formation we were talking about.
And Hannes is going to turn around and hand it off to Hannes. He's going to pick up about 1 as we approach the 9-minute mark in the second quarter.
I think someone went in the wrong hole or wrong direction for the Rocks. I saw some conversation between Blake Allen and one of the Rocks players. So maybe that's why Union Local was able to cover that so well. So Spencer Bliss runs the play in to Aiden Hannes with 10 seconds left to go on the play clock, so they're going to have to hurry up.
Looks like the Rocks are going to stay in that wishbone formation. Hannes is going to take the snap, turn around, throw it out to Bliss on a now route, and Bliss is going to make a man miss up the sideline, get the first down, picks up about 14 right there. Nice job there by the senior finding his open receiver.
I'll tell you what, I mean, that's kind of what's been hurting Barnesville in defense all year, so let's give the other team a taste of their own medicine.
You know, it's one of those things where you look out. If the DB's about 7 or 8 yards off, you just throw a now route and let your athlete try to make a play in space.
Yep, exactly. Make a man miss and maybe bust one.
So it'll be 1st and 10 here at the 47 for the Rocks, and they're going to stay in the wishbone formation. A.J. Detling, senior, at the bottom of your screen. Hannes is going to turn around and hand it off to Hannes. He's going to bust through, get up to that second level, gain up about 6 yards right there. Nice run by the senior. We talked about the Barnesville's outlook for the playoffs. Let's look at the Jets real quick. They're going to have to go play at Vinton County, which is another long bus ride for the Jets in the first round.
How far away is that?
Probably pushing 3 hours if I had to guess. I believe that's what I was told.
That makes it hard as a away team because, I mean, it's a long bus ride. I mean, it gives you time to think about so much stuff other than the game. And you just got to try to stay as mentally prepared as you can. And that's hard to ask 15 to 18-year-olds to do that. I mean, these kids are young. They're going to make mistakes.
And I know we went on that long bus ride to play at Chesapeake. That was a heck of a ride going all the way over there. You went all the way to Huntington and crossed back into Ohio.
I'll tell you what, that might have been a long bus ride, but that was one of the best games and most fun I've had football throughout my whole career.
So 2nd short here for the Rocks, and they're going to hand it off to Gage Hannes. Got a little bit of room out in that left side, and the Jets are going to come up and stop him just short of the first down marker. A nice job there. You know, he made the first man miss, but the second man was there, you know, kind of playing Batman and Robin.
Yeah, he kind of ran into his own blocker right there, and then he was able to bounce it outside. But number 6, Caleb McWhorter, he came up and filled very fast from the corner position, and you love that as a coach or fan of that team. You love seeing DBs come up and filling hard and quick.
So 3rd and short here, the Rocks are going to stay in a wishbone formation with Belay, Woods, and Hannes in the backfield, and Aiden Hannes is going to sneak it himself, push forward. Looks like he might have actually gained about 3 or 4 yards. It's going to be a first down with about 7 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. So nice 3rd down conversion there. Keep it simple and just sneak it.
Just let Aiden follow Justin Jackson right there. So let him make a hole and just get the yard.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35 as Jackson is going to place the football down, obviously because of COVID like they've been doing all year. The Rocks are going to pull a couple linemen out to the right side. Woods is going to make the first man miss, but the second will get him, and he's not going to pick up any. Might have lost one. Looks like the Rocks tried to run a little counter there. They pulled those the left side of their line out and around, and the Jets just did a nice job filling up the gaps inside, filled it, forced it outside, a little bit of spill there, and brought him down for a loss.
Yeah, Barnesville's been given a steady dose of Gage Hannes mostly for the whole drive, so you want to try to catch Union Local off guard, run a little counter with Cameron Woods. But Union Local's OB right there, their outside linebacker, even though he didn't make the tackle, he was able to force Cameron back inside and let his teammates get there and help him.
It's a bootleg here by Hannes. He's going to throw it out to Spencer Bliss. Tiptoes along the sideline. He's going to catch it. Bernie Thompson was trying to make the case that he was juggling it over there. Tongue twister. And but they're going to say he caught it, stayed in bounds, and first down for the Rocks.
Tell you what, I know Aiden Shore's hurting him, but he's just such a tough kid, and he's going to do everything he can to give the Rocks a win.
Nice call there by Blake Allen with a naked bootleg. Had all the action going to the right, one route to the left, and he was open. So it'll be 1st and 10. They're going to pitch it out to Hannes on a toss. Got a couple blockers. Tries to get up around that gain of about 3 or 4 maybe. He's going to before he gets pushed out of bounds. And the Rocks kind of got something brewing here, Kate.
Yeah. If they're able to capitalize before the end of the half, that'd be big for the Rocks. Kind of give them the momentum swing back going into the half. So 5:58 left to go in the second quarter. The Rocks will have 2nd and 8 on their own on the Union Local's own 22.
Looks like the Rocks are going to get back in that heavy package. They got Carpenter in the backfield, brought in an extra lineman. That's what they're going to do is run it to Gage Hannes. And he's going to make a couple guys miss, make it interesting, get up around that 1st down marker. Nice run right there. Boy, that Rocks offensive line's been solid all year.
That's what we've been saying all year long. Even though running back isn't Gage Hannes' primary position, he's just such a good athlete. He plays it so well back there. He's hard to bring down.
Just offense is how many times can you get your best athlete the football, and how many different ways can he do it?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to stay in a heavy formation. It'll be 3rd and about 2. They're going to hand it off to the fullback, Belay. Looks like he might got a cutback lane. He's going to pick up the 1st down and then some.
Tell you what, Belay has been so reliable for the Rocks all year long. Not only on offense, but he's probably the key player on the Rocks defense.
Looks like one of the Rocks linemen, that's going to be Jaden Lucas. They brought him in as an extra lineman. He comes up hobbling a little bit, so not a good sign.
That would be a huge loss for the Shamrocks. I mean, we don't say his name a lot on the offensive side of the ball, but that's what you want as an offensive lineman. You don't want your name called a lot, or that usually means you mess up if it is called.
So they're going to do the same thing again here, hand it off to Gage Hannes, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards, playing a little bit of Woody Hayes football, 4 yards in a cloud of dust. As they're just churning their way down the field. 4:30 to go here left in the second quarter. This game's went pretty fast so far.
That's what I was thinking. There's only been, 2 timeouts called all game? And not too many penalties, unlike 2 weeks ago against Shenandoah. Gosh.
So here on 2nd and 6, they're going to hand it off to Gage Hannes again. He's going to fall forward. Looks like about 2 or 3. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 or 4.
If you're Barnesville, you need to get a touchdown right here because that could come up big there late in the game. So that makes it 3rd and 6 for the Rocks on the 8-yard line with 3:42 left to go in the second.
Not really sure what Aiden Hansen is doing here. Maybe they were going to take a timeout, just letting that clock wind down. They were spending all that play clock time, and they already knew they were going to take a timeout.
Yeah. Tell you what, it's nice having Deuce back there at quarterback. I mean, it gives the Rocks one more option. I mean, C.J. Hannes, he did well at quarterback when he had to fill in, but you want your starter back there whenever possible.
So the Rocks will have 2 timeouts remaining as the Jets only have 1 timeout left, which, depending on what happens here, the Jets aren't going to have much time to, about 2 or 3 minutes to try to put something together if they can make a stop here.
Yeah.
See if they can put a drive together before the half,
Like,
that was something that killed the Rocks earlier in the season, giving up a couple points right before half.
Yeah, especially against Beaver Local. That's kind of whenever the game kind of changed right there. Barnesville got that face mask penalty, and then Beaver Local had the ball in like their 6, and then they scored going right into the half, and it was just a different game from then on.
And it looks like there's going to be a false start on the Rocks. That looked to be number 21, Spencer Bliss. And that's going to back him up and give him 3rd and about 10.
That's huge.
Coming out of a timeout. That's
I'm sure Blake
big...
Blake
No,
Allen's
no.
definitely not going to be happy about that one.
Sorry, Spencer, but you just cost your team about 4 gassers right there.
I don't know about 4, but
Definitely will get punished for that, I'm sure. Cannot afford to do that, especially out of a timeout.
so Aiden Hess lines up at receiver right here, and CJ Hess is in at quarterback.
He's going to drop back to throw. He hits a man. That's Spencer Bliss. Makes up for his mistake, and he's going to go for the touchdown.
4 gassers, what?
All right, we'll take 2 off right there. You made up for it. And a nice pitch and catch there from C.J. Hannes to Spencer Bliss as he redeems himself and finds pay dirt.
Tell you what, that's big for the Rocks right there. As in, what was it, 3rd and what?
3rd and about 10.
Yeah, it's 3rd and long. So, and, I mean, if Union Look was able to hold them right there, that's big momentum for the Jets.
So the Hannes is going to take it back, take the snap, and he's going to try to swing it out to Gage Hannes. Pass a little short, as it looks like he probably would have got in if he would have got the football to him, but they don't. So the Rocks are going to keep their lead at 14-7 with about 3:24 left to go before half.
That extra point right there, that could come up big at the end of the game, especially if Union Local scores and goes for 2 and gets it.
Well, they're lucky they got the 2-point conversion
Earlier,
from the beginning, yeah. So we'll have to see how the Jets respond here, as it looks like they're going to have back deep Carter, Lose, and McWhorter to return for them. I'm expecting Carpenter not to kick it back like he has.
Yeah, they won't let McWhorter use his speed and bust one before the half.
Well, the sun is set here at Shamrock Stadium, as it's pretty much dark, and it's not even 8 o'clock yet.
That's one thing. The sun's been setting a lot sooner. I mean, just that time of the year.
Carpenter's going to kick it off to Lose. He's going to take it up his sideline, make the first man miss, get brought down by 2 tacklers. Look to be Chase Connor and Luke Schultz on the tackle there. And looking out here for Barnesville, I do not see Jaden Lucas in the game.
That's a humongous loss for the Rocks on both sides of the ball.
Maybe hurt his ankle or something. Looks like the Rocks are going to drop down Justin Jackson for that linebacker position. He'll play tackle, and they're going to bring in Jones and Belay at linebacker. So Blake's going to be in the gun. He's going to drop back and throw. Looks like he faked a bubble, hit his out route. That's Trey Rex for a gain of about 8, and that was pretty easy there for the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, Barnesville's mentality right here. I mean, actually, I can't say that because team's been hitting down the Rocks all season long. So, I don't know. But looking down the side,
like you said, there's only 3 minutes left. You don't want to get beat over top, but then again, you don't want to let them dime their way down, nickel and dime their way down the field.
Because, I mean, they have one timeout left, and that's plenty of time to
3
go down
minutes
and
is a long
score.
time.
Yeah, and they've been going no huddle almost all night, so it's not like they're not used to it by now.
Price will take the handoff, and I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe if the ref was feeling nice, gave him a little extra lunch money. I don't know if he lost. It looks like he's going to lose a yard. He's going to bring up 3rd and 3 here with 2:56. And that was a huge play right there for the Rocks.
Looking down on the Shamrock sideline, and Jaden Lucas is up on his feet, and he has ankle taped, but he has his helmet on, so hopefully he can go back. I doubt he goes in before at the end of the half. He'll probably start the game.
He's probably going to take the next 20 minutes off.
Yeah.
And, maybe get another retaped up or something at halftime. So Blake will be in the gun. 3rd down and 3 for the Jets. Drops back all kinds of time. A little bit of pressure at the end. He's going to air it out. Had a man open. That was McWhorter. Got over the top of the Barnesville's offense. A beautiful ball. Just a couple paces in front of him.
Tell you what, Barnesville got away with one right there. Because McWhorter beat Barnesville's secondary, and he was wide open.
So this is going to bring up a hard decision for Coach Thompson. Looks like he's on a punt. If they were closer to midfield,
you kind of have to from this spot at the field.
Because you can't let Barnesville score quick and take more momentum into halftime.
No,
You got to play safe here and punt it. but that's one right there. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that reverse right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so shocked that the Jets didn't chuck one deep on a second down and then turn around and try to run it. As you hear the crowd not happy with the Jets coverage right there.
That could have been called a late hit. I'm not going to call anyone out for the Jets, but someone dove in at Gage Hannis's head, and that could have been bad.
One of those things like we talked about,
I mean,
it's two rival teams,
It's just a chippy game, yeah. I mean, you're going to have that. I mean, that was the same case against Shenandoah, yeah. So, C.J. Hannis will still be at quarterback right here.
As he'll be in the strong I formation as they got the fullback offset, and they're going to run a reverse to Gage Hannis, almost snuffed out by a Jet. A little bit of room to work with. McWhorter's the only Jet defender. Hannis is going to get to the first down. He's going to get lit up on the sideline. What a hit. And they're getting chippy on that sideline. Hannis can't get out of there. A couple referees. They're going to throw a flag.
I don't know who that. I think it was number 18.
Boy, it looked like Gage Hannis got pressed up against that the stands over there. Next thing you know, he couldn't get out of there.
I couldn't see Gage.
It was a huge hit, though, wasn't it?
That was a heck of a hit.
Oh, I hope they got that on camera, News 9 or something. That was a heck of a hit.
Yeah.
Nothing like football on a Friday night, man. I'm telling you.
Personal foul against Union Local.
After all that said, that's going to be a net gain of about 25 for the Rocks.
Yeah.
Pick up 10 and out of 15.
I tell you what, that's one way that these seniors for the Rocks have grown since their freshman year, because a lot of them had to play because we didn't have the numbers or the talent, and so they had to step in as starters their freshman year. But they did a lot of extracurricular stuff after the play, and that's what Blake Allen really has emphasized over the last couple of years. Cause, I remember having to run so much for those personal fouls. Well, that's been a problem for the Rocksville the last couple years, even when you were in high school.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
what did
look
Coach
at the
Johnson
Fort Fry
say?
game, how it ended.
Oh yeah. What did Coach Johnson say? It's 4 to 6 A to B.
Yeah.
So it's kind of because the average play is 4 to 6 seconds long, and so just play whistle to whistle and nothing after the play. I remember him blowing the whistle and making Butch Holsky, Cade Bunfield, Kalen Hannis run sprint back to the huddle.
So after all that mess, 1st and 10, the Rocks are going to hand it off to Gage Hannis on a sweep, and the Jets are all over it. Beautiful defensive play there by the Jets, as it looks like the tides may be turning. Minute 43 left to play before half.
Tell you what, this is a big drive here for both teams.
This is going to determine who gets the momentum going into halftime.
And that's been a problem for Barnesville all year long. I mean, not really a problem, but it's a big factor. Because against Beaver Local, they got momentum going into half. Against Shenandoah, Barnesville got the momentum going into the half.
So it looks like the Rocks are going to fake the same thing. Hannis is going to keep it, and he's got a little bit of room. He's going to get up around the first down marker. So they're going to fake the jet to Hannis, which the Jets just snuffed out. Run a quarterback counter underneath of it. Pick up 9, and Blake Allen's going to call timeout, and he's got 3rd and short here.
I tell you what, I love the way this game is being played right now by both teams. There's some hard hitting going on. Aiden ran that ball hard right there.
Just two heavyweights taking blows back and forth, right? Love it.
He lowered the shoulder, but the DB got a little bit lower than him, so he couldn't. It didn't really look as bad as it could have been. That's just another factor that Aiden Hannis brings into the game when he's at quarterback. Is he's a decent sized quarterback for this area, and he runs hard. It's just something a lot of teams don't have.
So coming out of this timeout with a minute 10 left to go in the half, the Rocks are going to have 3rd and about 3. I would think they're probably going to try to run it down Union Local's throats here. Although Belay's the only guy in the backfield, so now
watch for a bubble right here to Gage Hannis.
Yep. It looks like the Jets have got 3-on-3 out there. So favorable numbers for the Rocks. Usually when you're defending, you want 4 on 3, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But McWhorter's going to snuff it out, sheds a block, and he's going to make a huge play for the Jets.
That's the second time he's shed a block, came up, made a good play for the Jets in this game.
You know, like we talked about right there, usually on defense, you try to get one more guy than what they have for, right? You try to account for one more, and didn't matter right there. He made a nice play.
As a defensive coordinator, you love seeing that from your DBs because you can rely on them to come up and make a play.
And here the Rocks are going to go for it. C.J. Hannison's going to throw it out to his man. Dropped by the senior, A.J. Detling. He was at the first down marker. Would have had enough in and out of his hands with 32 seconds left before half. The Jets are going to take over.
That's a big stand for the Jets right there.
And that's a tough one for Coach Blake Allen to swallow. You made the right call. Your kid ran a nice route. You threw a nice ball, and you just couldn't complete it.
I mean, you'll have that. I mean, these kids are young.
Yeah. But, you know, as we turn along and we got the playoffs coming up, you got to make those plays if you want to continue to play.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's easy for us to sit up here and say, oh, he should have had that, but it's a completely different story being down there. I think some people forget that sometimes.
100%. As the Rocks are going to have 3 defensive linemen rush here, and Blake's going to find Lowe's for a pickup about 9 right there, but they're going to say he was still in bounds, so they got to go hurry up. They only got 1 timeout left with 20 seconds of counting, and they are going to use that timeout. Bernie Thompson might have lost about 5 seconds right there. Should have called that timeout as soon as he got up. I think maybe he was waiting to see if they called him if he was in or in bounce or not, and maybe that's why they ended up burning a couple extra seconds. But those seconds are precious, you know, as you...
Especially right here, like with this much time left in their field position.
19.3 seconds left. Union Local's going to have the ball at the 44-yard line.
I'm sure Bryce Allen's telling his DBs right here to sit back and don't let anything over their head. I mean, you can't afford to give up a big play right before the half.
Now this is a time where you can let him throw that 10-yard hitch. Just keep him in bounds. Try not. Yeah, that's another thing too. Keep him in bounds because obviously if they get out of bounds, the clock stops. Also, if they get a first down, which they probably will right here with only being 2nd and 3, I imagine they're going to take a shot, and that'll stop the clock as well.
Yeah.
The Rocks are going to stay with 3 defensive linemen. So they're going to be in that defensive formation. Extra DBs on the field. Jones and Belay, the linebackers. Blake's going to roll out after he gets lit up by Jacob Starr. Pass incomplete. That was intended for number 3, Dakota Hess.
That's another name
nice
we've been calling all season long. Is Jacob Starr. He's not a name that we mention all the time, but it seems like at least a couple times a game he's getting pressure back there in the quarterback. He's been a real good, consistent defensive end for the Rocks this season.
And he just made that throw really hard there for Blake. You know, that's huge right there.
It's such a big difference between not having anyone right in your face and throwing the ball.
So it'll be 3rd and short, and they're going to hand it off to Jackson Price. He's trying to pick up the first down. Looks like they're going to give it to him, which if they do, the clock will stop with 8 seconds left, which I think that's what they were wanting, just to try to stop the clock. And they're probably going to take a shot here. Well, they're going to spike it. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
A lot more of the clock just ran off right there. It's down to 1.6.
Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't catch that. I'm sure Barnesville kind of go in a prevent defense right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dropping A.J. Detling and Hayden Hannis back.
Oh, the clock stops after they get the first down, and as soon as they blow the whistle and it's set, it starts back up. That makes sense. So 1.6 left. The Jets have got 1 shot here before half. Maybe a little trickery. I don't know, Kate.
We'll see what happens.
Pitch and pitch, something. That's what they're going to do. It looked like anyway. They're going to call a false start on the Jets.
I'm guessing that was going to be a double pass right there or something.
Yeah, a double pass or some kind of throwback. Yeah. So an advantage for Bryce Allen and the Rocks defense. They kind of know what's coming out.
Yeah.
But obviously they're not going to run the same play again,
No.
I would think.
I mean, I'd hope not. You just got to tell your DBs to sit back until the ball is past the line of scrimmage right here, even if they throw like a little quick now like that.
Looks like deep, the Rocks have Detling, the senior, sitting around that 20-yard line. Bliss is around the 30. As the DB's coach, Dylan Rogers, is telling them to back up. Hannes is around the 20. Gage Hannes is around the 20. And after the penalty, the Jets will just take a knee and send it into half. The penalty stole their thunder there, and the Rocks hold their lead at 14-7 as we head into halftime here in the battle for the milk bucket. Now the Barnesville marching band is about to take the field. We'll run over a couple local scores here. These scores are courtesy of ScoreStream.
Another thing that's happening here at halftime is the homecoming. Queen, where the queens where they pick their roses.
Boy, what a night for those girls.
Oh yeah.
Shady Side over River 7-0 right now. Beaver Local beating Bel Air 14-7. Monroe Central killing Magnolia 51-7. St. Clairsville and Harrison 21-20. St. Clairsville at half. And then Shenandoah and Buckeye Local tied 8-8 at halftime. And so now we are going to turn it over to the Barnesville Shamrock Marching Band. We'll be back right before the start of the third quarter.
(2019) Queen, Miss Lexi Johnson. Lexi's the daughter of Tony and Lisa Johnson, granddaughter of Rob and Nancy Miller. Lexi currently attends Harding University in Arkansas, where she's majoring in kinesiology and minoring in business. Lexi would like to wish the best of luck to all the Queen's candidates tonight, as well as the football team. Go Rock, beat the Jets. Lexi Johnson. Candidate number 1, Riley Stevens. Riley is escorted by her parents, Wendy and Corey Stevens. Riley has one sister, Lane McGee, and a dog named Oakley. Riley is the granddaughter of Beth Secret and the late Terry Secret, and the late Sam and Sandra Stevens. Riley is a member of the varsity volleyball and basketball team, a member of Key Club, Interact, Varsity B, National Honor Society, Principals Advisory Committee, Art Club, Drug Free Club, and the CCP program. After high school, Riley plans to attend college majoring in exercise physiology, with future plans of becoming a physical therapist. Riley wants to wish her fellow candidates good luck, go Rock, beat the Jets. Riley Stevens. Emma Margaret Wharton. Emma is escorted by her parents, Chad and Casey Wharton. Emma has one sister, Abby, and two dogs named Tucker and Zoe. Emma is also the granddaughter of Mike and Lana Phillips, Steve and Gina Carvin, Jerry Wharton, and the late Ron Wharton. Emma is a member of the varsity cheerleading and competition squad,
Tea Club, Interact Club, Drug Free Club, National Honor Society, Art Club, Varsity B, Girl Scouts, and is the treasurer of the senior class. Emma will be attending Capital University next fall to major in professional writing with aspirations of attending law school. Emma wishes her fellow candidates the best of luck tonight. Go Rock, beat the Jets, Emma Margaret Wharton. Morgan Elizabeth Winters. Morgan is escorted by her parents, Stacy and Michelle Winters. Morgan has 2 sisters, Madison and Mallory, and 2 dogs named Cooper and Malty. Morgan is also the granddaughter of Craig and Cheryl Winters and Tom and Kathy Miller. Morgan is a member of the cross-country team, Tea Club, Art Club, Varsity B, Girl Scouts, Summit and Ridge Brothers, 4-H Club, National Honor Society. She plans to attend a 4-year university majoring in architecture and wants to wish all of her fellow candidates the best of luck. Morgan Elizabeth Winters. And Alicia Simmons. And Alicia is escorted by her parents, Daniel and Natasha Simmons. And Alicia has 3 siblings, Raven Percy, Timothy Simmons, Otto Simmons. And Alicia is a 4-year member of the choir, marching band, track and field team. She has also been involved with a musical for 4 years. The Future Educators of America for 3 years and the Adopted Shamrocks program for 2. And Alicia plans to attend Ohio University Eastern to earn a bachelor's degree in early childhood education. And Alicia would like to thank her classmates for voting for her and wishes the other candidates the best of luck. And Alicia Simmons. Alana Riley Trigg. Alana is escorted by her parents, Robbie and Sonia Trigg. Alana has 2 brothers, Braden and Brock. Alana is the granddaughter of Roger and Brenda Snegg and Tony and Mike Pansy. Alana is a member of the Principals Advisory Committee, Drug Free Club, Interact, Varsity B, Art Club, President of the National Honor Society, and she participates in dance, tumbling, Girl Scouts, summer swim team, powder puff football. She's also a 4-time All-American cheerleader for the football, basketball, and competition squads, as well as a letterman in track and field and swimming. After graduation, she plans to attend WVU or the University of Cincinnati and hopes to continue her dance career and major in exercise physiology to one day become a doctor. She would like to wish all the candidates best of luck. Alana Riley Trigg. Caitlin Deanne Rowe. Caitlin is escorted by her parents, Jeff and Jen. Caitlin has an older brother named Tyler and a younger sister named Addison, along with 2 dogs named Jason and Indy, and a cat named Alliance. Caitlin is the granddaughter of Jim and Juanita Hamilton, Rick and Glenna Grimes, and Mike Rowe. Caitlin is Vice President of the Class of 21 and also the Vice President of National Honor Society, a member of the Cross Country team, Girl Scouts, 4-H, Varsity B, Art Club, Principals Advisory Committee, Interact, Yearbook, FEA, and Staying Clean Club. She plans to attend a 4-year college and to major in exercise physiology in hopes of becoming a pediatrician. She'd like to wish her fellow candidates good luck, go Rock, beat the Jets, Caitlin Dean Rowe. Mackenzie Moore. Mackenzie is escorted by her parents, Steve Moore and Amy West. She's the granddaughter of John and Bobby Moore and Barb and Roger Moore. Mackenzie has 2 of the cutest little siblings, Johnny And McKinley McKenzie is a member of the Simply Sunshine 4-H Club, has worked at the Flower Gardens here in Barnesville for the past 3 years. After high school, McKenzie plans to attend Ohio University Zanesville to pursue her career in photography and later cosmetology. Mackenzie Moore. Kinsey Kaplan. Kinsey is escorted by her parents, Pat and Molly Kaplan. Kinsey has one younger brother, Carter, who is an 8th grader at Barnesville Middle School, and 2 dogs, Gunner and Gracie. Kinsey is a member of the National Honor Society, Drug Free Club, Ski Club, Interact Club, Art Club, Principals Advisory Committee, Adopt the Shamrocks Program, Varsity East, Eastern Ohio Summit, and the College Credit Plus Program. Also a 4-year member of the volleyball and basketball team. After graduation, Kinsey plans to attend West Liberty and major in dental hygiene with aspirations to become a dentist. Kinsey would like to thank her family and friends for all of their unwavering love and support, as well as wish luck to her fellow classmates and Queen candidates. Kinsey Kaplan. Grace Bentley. Grace is escorted by her parents, Jeremy and Becky Getman. Grace has 4 brothers, AJ, RJ, Luke, and Joel, and a younger sister, Bradley. Grace is the granddaughter of Bed Scott and Bob and Dana Getman. Grace is a member of the varsity volleyball, track, and cheer team. Also a member of NHS, Ski Club, Interact Club, Varsity B, Drug Free Club, Principals Advisory, FFA, and Girl Scouts. After high school, Grace plans to attend college to continue her track and academic careers to become an occupational therapist. She wants to wish her fellow candidates best of luck. Grace Bentley. Olivia Starr. Olivia is escorted by her parents, Tony and Julie Starr. Olivia has 2 older sisters, Alexis and Addie. She's the granddaughter of Cindy and Skip Pettigrew and the late Herb Starr, as well as Beverly and the late Dale Hannon and the late Bill Dowler. Olivia's activities include softball, Peace Club, Interact, Art Club, Varsity B, Principals Advisory Committee, and Girl Scouts. She attended the I Believe in RYLA Leadership Camp. Olivia is a member of the varsity and competition cheer squad and was recently named as an All-American cheerleader by NCA. Olivia takes courses at Ohio University Eastern and is employed as a server at the Barnesville Elks. Olivia plans to continue her education next year, but her major is undecided. She'd like to thank everyone who has helped with the homecoming festivities and wishes everyone best of luck. Olivia Starr. White will be the winner, green the runner-up. Open them up, gals. Alana Trigg is the winner. Olivia Starr, the runner-up. Alana and Olivia. Congratulations to you both and the rest of the candidates and your parents and friends. is the winner. And Olivia is the runner-up. Congratulations, girls, the 2020 Barnesville Homecoming Queen. Congratulations again, girls.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. We're trying to get you out of this. Trying to get you out. Trying to get you out. Trying to get you out of this. Trying to get you out. Trying to get you out of
quarterback sneak for the Shamrocks. Intercepted by number 9, Cameron Woods. Shamrocks ball, 1st and 10.
It's 0-0. All right, okay, we're going to keep it on. Let's go. Rocks on 3.
1, 2, 3, Rocks.
And we're back here at Shamrocks Stadium with the Battle of the Milk Bucket. And at halftime, you saw all the homecoming queen candidates for Barnesville out in the field. Alana Trigg wins it, picks the right rows, and Olivia Starr runner-up. So what a night for all those wonderful ladies.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's a night they'll remember forever.
For sure. You know, you always love it. It's their moment to shine. You know, they get to come out and ride through the cars throughout town
Yeah.
and around here.
Just
get
a
their
good
pictures
time.
taken. So it's a really great night for all the girls.
Yeah.
And it's well deserved too.
Yeah. Another thing we would like to mention before the game starts is we would like to give our prayers to the family of Matthew Binkiewicz of Cambridge after the tragic passing away of him. And we just give his family our thoughts and prayers and hope nothing for the best of them.
And I know that whole community in Cambridge was really hit by that.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing.
It's sad.
And you never want to see it happen,
No.
and your heart hurts so bad. And
Yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
yeah. And we're definitely thinking of you.
Yeah.
All of you over in Cambridge, for sure.
So the Shamrocks will get the ball to start the second half. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
The Shamrocks are going to receive. They will be heading towards the north end of the stadium, towards the locker room. It'll be Parker Skittle, the kickoff for the Jets here, as the Rocks are going to try to build on what they had in the first half, as they are going to try to extend this 14-7 lead.
I'll tell you what, that was the longest halftime of the year because they're usually 10 minutes long now because of COVID, but now that one was pretty long.
So the Jets are going to kick it off.
So
They're
they're
going to
going.
try it onside. Had a chance to get on it. I think they did. They caught the Rocks off guard. A huge pile, and it looks like the Jets come out of it with the football.
That is humongous for Union Local. It looked like Barnesville wasn't ready for it at all. They just kept shuffling back to their assignments.
Yeah, it looks like the middle defender. You know, that's his one job. He cannot leave early, and he did so. And the Jets snuck one in on him, and they're going to turn the momentum around. Now we got to see what the Rocks defense is made of.
It's easy to get lackadaisical with, because that rarely happens. It'll happen once or twice a season.
So Blake's going to start off the half by handing off to Price, and the Rocks defense is going to respond.
That's the best response Barnesville can have right there.
Look like Cameron Woods,
Jacob Starr,
Jake Belay also in there. As the
trio
Rocks are all over that.
Trio of seniors right there in the tackle.
And that's exactly what you want.
Oh yeah, you need them to step up, especially after something like that, the onside kick that no one was expecting. I mean, I certainly wasn't looking for it.
It's one of those things you just kind of expect them to kick it off, and next thing you know, they drop one on you. So it'll be 2nd and 11 here for the Jets. Blake's going to be in the gun, accompanied by Price. Rex at the bottom of your screen. And he'll have two receivers to the top. Tight end blocking. Pressure by Gavin Carpenter. Overthrows his intended receiver. That was Lowe's. And a big hit there. And he felt that one. Might have got the wind knocked out of him there.
I'm
He's
sure.
at full extension trying to get that football. The ball was a little high, thrown over his head, and a nice hit laid on right there.
Tell you what, a big player that's back out there for the Rocks is Jaden Lucas.
Yeah.
Glad to see he's out there with that ankle taped up and ready to go.
We saw him go down about 3 minutes to go and a half, and he took the rest of the half off.
Uh-huh.
Got healed up a little, or probably drank some water, got a new tape job at halftime, and he's ready to go. So it'll be 3rd and 12 here for the Jets. Blake in the backfield. They're going to throw a flag. Throws it out in the no man's land as his receiver didn't get there. But we'll have to see what this flag's about.
Looks like it's around the line of scrimmage. Well,
Maybe
it's
a
deeper
holding.
than the line of scrimmage, so I don't know.
Maybe a holding or a hands to the face. Looks like it's going to be against Union Local, and Barnesville's going to decline to bring them to 4th down.
That's a great way to answer for the Rocks right there after the onside kick.
So that's going to be a holding on the Jets, like we said. It's going to be 4th down here as the Rocks decline. Gage Hannes will be back deep to return for the Rocks. The quarterback, Carter Blake's going to set the punt. He's going to kind of float out to his right, and a nice punt. Going to be fielded by Hannes around the 12, and he's going to lose his balance and get tripped up and fall forward to about the 17-yard line. And that's where the Rocks offense will finally set up shop.
I'll tell you what, if Gage Hansen is able to catch that one clean, he might have a little bit of running room right there.
He would only had one man on top of him.
So Barnesville will take over from their own 18.
Hayden Hannes is going to be quarterback, and he's going to be right behind his center, Justin Jackson, as they're going to go into the strong I formation. Fullback dive, and he's got room to work with. That's the senior, Jake Belay. And he's going to pick up a solid 13, 14 yards. So great response by the Rocks there after the onside kick.
That was number 5, Aiden Smolera, in on a tackle for the Jets.
You know, those quick hitters are really hard to defend.
That was Butch Holsky's specialty when you were in school. He'd get rumbling, stumbling down the middle of the field, and he was hard to bring down.
And we're going to do the same thing, but that hole was going to be filled. That was number 8, Brody Myers, and a flag comes in really late.
Jake Belay comes up pretty quick off the ground, and I'm guessing it's going to be against him. Speaking of Butch Holsky, like, you don't see too many kids like him anymore. He just did all the dirty work without even asking and didn't complain about it. And he ran so hard. I'm pretty sure he's had that goatee since he came here in middle school.
I remember the first time Butch showed up when we were in 7th grade for football. He had a tie-dye Jimi Hendrix shirt on. We had no idea who this kid was. He come from Philo. That's all we knew.
A penalty will actually
be a good player for us too.
Oh yeah, a penalty. He's someone who a lot of people didn't talk about, but he was a key factor for your senior year on offense and defense. The penalty will actually be against Union Local. I don't know if it's unsportsmanlike conduct or what. I wasn't really paying attention.
So 1st and 10 for the Rocks here, about the 49. Hannes is going to turn around, hand it off to the senior, Cameron Woods. He's got a little bit of room. Finally going to be brought down by number 18, Carter Blake, the quarterback playing defensive back. And I'm sure Bernie Thompson doesn't want to see his quarterback be making too many tackles.
No, he definitely don't. I mean, Barnes was going back to that ground and pound mentality that they came into the game with, that they've had all season.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 here for the Rocks, as Aiden Hannes leads the troops up to the line of scrimmage. You'll have 2 receivers up to the top of your screen. Bliss, the solo receiver, down at the bottom. Belay and Woods in the backfield. Hannes in the slot. Aiden will take the snap, hand it off to Cameron Woods, and he's got room again. Lead blocking on that play was Jake Belay, and Woods will pick up the 1st down for the Rocks and pick up about 5 yards right there.
Again, number 18, Carter Blake, in there on tackle for the Jets.
And that's not a good sign for the Jets defense if you got guys in the secondary
No.
making your tackles every play.
Yeah. I mean, that just gives credit to Barnesville's offensive line. They're able to take care of the defensive linemen and make their way to the second level and get to the backers.
They're going to hand it off to Woods once again, and he's going to fall for it for another 4 yards. That Rocks offense is looking good. We're going to see if Union Local's defensive line can finally step up here as we start to head down the third quarter and onto the fourth. They're going to have to stop this Rocks running game if they want to win. Looks like on that defensive line is going to be Sabinski for the Jets, as well as number 65, David Berge. You know, he's a guy they really rely on, Union Local does. Hayden's going to turn around and throw a quick now route to Spencer Bliss. Ball was thrown in front of him, almost picked off, incomplete.
I mean, you're not looking at the ball coming like that from like the corner position. You're looking to come and make the tackle because the ball's never thrown upfield like that. I think it was just kind of a miscommunication between Aiden and Spencer right there.
So it'll be 3rd and 6 here for the Rocks. Hannes is going to be in the gun, accompanied by Jake Blight, probably for blocking duties. He's got Bliss in the slot, and a bad snap is going to go over his head, but he's going to make a man miss. Got a little bit of room to work with, and he's going to fall down. And he's going to lose about 4, you know. I thought he might have had some room to work with. I don't know if he just decided to slide or if he
I'm guessing. I think it looked like he kind of decided to slide, and that's smart with a bum shoulder. You don't want to take any more risks.
Looked like if he would have got around that last defender there, though, he would have had some room to work with up the sideline. So it'll be 4th and 10 here, as the Rocks are going to punt and try to pin Union Local deep. We'll see if Gage Hannes can cough and corner this around the pylon.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a fake or something right here.
We are on their side of the field, so yes, for sure. But he is actually going to punt it, and it's a beauty. And it's going to roll down inside the 5, and the Rocks are going to jump on it at the 1 yard line. So what a punt there by Gage Hannes.
I tell you what, you couldn't ask for a better punt from a high schooler. I mean, that's as good as you're going to get pretty much.
It just perfectly rolled right down to the 1 yard line and stopped.
A little bit of Pat McAfee for the brand right there.
Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jets. Scoreboard says it's on the 2 yard line, but it looks awful close to that goal line.
It's a generous 2.
Generous.
So it looks like they got trips at the bottom of the screen.
Doesn't look like the Jets are going to try to play conservative here.
No.
But there's going to be a flag on the play, although if it's on the Jets, they can't really go back any farther.
Yeah.
Backs are against the wall here. Not really sure what was called. No official signal yet. There's a false start against the Jets, so they'll scoot them back about a half a yard. And now it's on the 1 yard line officially.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the Jets and Bernie Thompson decides to play this year. The Rocks look like they got a lot of focus on the interior line there. And they're going to actually drop back and pass. And Blake is going to throw a beauty. And what a catch. That's by Lowe's. He's going to be finally tripped up by Bliss to the 40. What a pitch and catch there.
But there's a flag.
What a flag. Maybe. And they're going to stop the commotion. And they're going to call holding against the Jets.
That is huge.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
The Rocks got away with one right there.
That's the second time this game that we've been beat over top, but that's the first time it's came back to bite the Rocks in the butt.
What a pass by Carter Blake right there. That was a beauty. A 50-yard bomb.
Carter Blake on the reception right there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was thinking Carter Lewis. I am sorry. I'm sorry. I'm struggling. Safety.
The safety.
Safety against the Jets. So 2 points for the Rocks. Well, I don't really know a lot of the rules.
Maybe because of holding in their own end zone.
I don't know all of the rules, so I mean that said almost what it has to be.
My best guess is going to be that since they had a penalty in their own end zone,
Tell you what, Barnesville got away with one right there. They go from giving up a big play to getting a safety.
How did we just go from a 55-yard strike to a safety in not even one play? But what a turn of events here.
I'll tell you what,
But the penalty is really going to come back and haunt Union Local, because now if the Jets score, go for 2, they're still going to be down 1.
They can thank Gage Hannes for that right there with that good field position off the punt.
So this is going to force the Jets to punt, or we'll kick off here, to the Rocks. And the Rocks are going to get favorable field position along with the points.
I was going to say, you don't kick off in high school, do you? I know you punt in like NFL and college,
Yeah.
but okay.
Well, they're going to go ahead and punt here. So they're going to be punting from their own 15-yard line. So this will be great field position.
Yeah. Wow,
What a turn of events.
That's terrible for Union Local.
It really is. What? Just got some steam going ahead. He's going to cross the 50-yard line. And so we're going to have to see if this Jets defense can respond.
If you're Brian Thompson's Jets right here, you need to come up with a big stopper here or a turnover.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rocks at the 49. 7:37 left to go here in the third quarter. Hannes is going to lead the troops out here. 21 seconds left on the play clock. Plenty of time. They're going to come out in the I formation. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. It'll be Hannes and Bliss. It looks like Detling at the top of your screen. They're going to pitch it out to Cameron Woods. It's going to be a halfback pitch, or toss, I'm sorry. Intended for Bliss. All over it was the Jets. They had 3 defenders all around him. Didn't look like they really had a shot there.
I'll tell you what, I mean, that's one thing Barnesville's kind of been known for in the last couple of years is like that little halfback toss pass, and Union Local was well prepared for it.
You know, Blake Allen, when he first got his start coaching, when he was at a couple different places, but notably when he was at Harrison, he was the JV coach, and they said they opened up the first play of every game and every half with a double pass.
Yep.
And it worked almost every time.
I mean, you don't have film, so
Right.
you can't study it.
That's especially a good time, to run a trick play right off a big play like that. But the Jets were all over it, and so the Rocks are going to respond here by handing it off to the Gage Hannes, the workhorse for the Rocks. It's going to pick up 5 dirty yards here, and it's going to cut it to 3rd and 5. Tough sledding there.
So if Union Local was able to hold Barnesville right here, that would be big.
Yeah.
Kind of prevent that huge momentum swing for the Rocks.
But like we said, with the safety there, it's a 9-point game, so it's 2 scores. So 3rd and about 5 here. Hannes is going to be in the gun. Looks like they're trying to use a hard count to get him off sides, and they did not. He's going to roll out to his right. Pressure all over him. Tries to find Jake Belay. Passes incomplete. Hit off his arm. Pressure on the play for the Jets was number 60, Claude Romshock. Nice pressure there by the defensive lineman.
I love that name, Romshock.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
Good name for a defensive lineman.
Yep. It's fitting. So Rocks will go into punt formation for about the 45.
So we'll see if Hannes can do it again.
Yeah.
As he is a left-footed punter, but doesn't have a whole lot of room to work with because the ball's in the left hash here. A little bit of movement, I think, on the Rocks. And it's going to be a false start. That's going to back up Barnesville. Another 5 yards. Looked like there was some movement early on by one of the linemen on the left side there.
So that'll back him up to the 50.
So Hannes here to punt with 6:41 left to play. Kearns back deep to receive for the Jets. And big pressure by the Jets. Kearns is going to field it off of bounce. Try to get around the right side. Maybe a hold. And they're going to call it. And another late personal foul looks like it's going to be against the Rocks. So we got a holding against the Jets. A personal foul is going to be coming in against the Rocks. looks like it's going to be a holding on Brian Neidert, the senior for the Jets, and it looks like there's going to be a personal foul, most likely on a Rocks, and that was Orion Smith, I do believe, as him and another kid came up, and the other kid didn't have his helmet on. They're going to call it every time.
Yeah.
Very rarely is a flag not thrown if a helmet comes off.
No. Unless it just pops off
Yeah,
or
unless
something.
it's something
yeah.
natural, but
Yeah.
especially on special teams, man.
Yeah, especially
Because you're out,
out
in
in
space.
the open.
Yep.
No one really around.
So as the men in stripes are going to try to get this figured out, the Jets are going to take over somewhere in between the 30 and the 20-yard line with 6:30 left to play here in the third quarter.
I don't know if they're trying to determine if these will offset or since it was a hold. I don't know.
So holding against the Jets. The first one is declined. There was 2 holding penalties against the Jets. One's declined, one's accepted.
It was personal foul against both teams. That's
And
what it was. after that.
offsetting personal fouls against both teams. So the only penalty that's going to come out of this, it looks like, is the holding.
Yep.
One of the holdings. There was 2 holdings for the
Yeah.
Jets. One of them will back up Union Local. As the refs finally got things straightened out. Although I will say they've called a fairly good game.
Oh, yeah, I think so too. It's been a lot better than 2 weeks ago.
Yep. Quick shout out to my girlfriend's little brother, Cole Carpenter, shot a monster buck as we open up deer season here around in Ohio, in the state of Ohio, and he shot a nice one. So shout out to him.
A lot better than his cousin Hunter Carpenter.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think Hunter's got anything so far this year, and the little man's outdid him so far.
Carp, I hope you're listening and hear this. So Union Local still not back out on the field after the officials finally resolved the penalty issue.
So the Jets are going to officially take over at their own 10-yard line with 6:30 left to play here in the third quarter.
So looks like they're going to spread it out in 2-by-2.
So Blake will be in the gun, along with Price, his running back beside him. They're going to snap it, and he's going to roll out to his right, looks to throws, fires, passes short once again. That was intended for Los. And that's the second time he's did that to Los tonight, where he's had him open, he just short hopped him.
Yep. So that makes it 2nd and 10 on their own 10 with 6:24 left to go in the third.
You know, with the Jets throwing as much as they have tonight, they've really neutralized Barnesville's defensive line. You know, the mullet men up front.
That's one thing we haven't mentioned in a while.
You know, they're good at stopping the run, but as far as the pass, they've gotten a little pressure tonight, but it kind of neutralizes them. As he throws it out to his speedy receiver, McWhorter, he's going to get brought down by a host of Shamrocks, but a flag is going to be thrown on the play, as they ran a little screen out there to McWhorter, and the Rocks were all over that, and they rallied to the football. Looks like it's going to be on the Jets. That's going to back them up. It'll be about half the distance to the goal, I would imagine. An illegal block. And that's going to put him at about the 5-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 15 for Coach Thompson's squad, as they just marched them back up, though.
Huh.
Penalty was declined by the Shamrocks. Okay, so Blake Allen's going to decline it and push the Jets to 3rd down here. So he's going to take the loss of down over the yards here. So it'll be 3rd and 10 here for the Jets. Blake in the backfield. Looks like Rocks are trying to bring pressure as Jackson's showing blitz from his linebacker position up the middle. And they're going to come after it, and the whistles are going to blow this dead. A false start on Union Local. And they'll repeat 3rd down.
This is starting to look like the Shenandoah game with
Yeah.
all these flags coming in recently.
We've had a lot of flags since
Yeah.
we've opened up the second half. So the decision to decline the first penalty by Blake Allen works out because they end up losing yards anyway on the next play. So 3rd and 15, 5:43 left to play in the third and counting. Blake in the gun. Rocks will bring pressure off the edge. Blake's going to airmail one. He's got his man Lowe's open just off the fingertips. Had Chase Connor beat. And I bet Carter Blake would love
It was right off the fingertips of Los.
not. I think they hit off the fingertips. He just
Yeah.
couldn't get there.
Yeah. That's the 3rd time that the Rock's been beat deep, but only one, well, could have potentially hurted them. Oh, not hurted, hurt them.
Jets showing they got a lot of speed there. And I've been impressed with their wideouts
Yeah,
tonight.
I have too.
You know, they're just a tad off of their throws, they got a younger quarterback, which may be the reason.
Yeah.
As they're going to punt it, and it's going to be fielded at the Jets' their own 40-yard line. Hannes couldn't get there to field it, as that's where the Rocks are going to take over with a 16-7 lead here in the 3rd quarter.
That was fielded by number 88, Gannon Kearns for the Jets.
I'm pretty sure he's the son of former Barnesville coach Eric Kearns.
He is the junior high coach.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so.
He is the
For
junior
Union
high
Local.
coach for them, and he's been coaching football for a long time.
Yeah. So Aiden Hannes is still in the game at quarterback.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rocks here. Hanson will come out followed by a wishbone formation. Belay, Woods, and Hannes in the backfield. And they're going to turn around and hand it off to Gage Hannes, but he's going to be wrapped up, but he still fell forward for about 4 yards. Will not stop turning his feet.
I don't know how that happened, but that was pretty impressive.
It looked like the Jets had him for a loss of about 3, but he somehow just spun forward and picked up 3 or 4.
Yep.
And that's a sign of a really good tailback
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
Just a good athlete overall. So it makes about 2nd and 7 for the Rocks. At about the Union Local 37.
So Hannes will take the snap and hand it off to Gage Hansen. A huge hole! Hannes is up the sideline! He's going to finally get brought down by Carter Blake down around the 13-yard line. A nice run there by Gage Hannes. What a hole. You could have driven a semi-truck through that.
We've been saying all season long, this offensive line is doing a great job of paving holes for the backs to run through.
As Gage Hannes signals 1st down, as he did just pick up. So the Rocks will be down on the 13-yard line. 1st and 10.
We've been saying that all season long. Gage Hannes with a nice run. I mean, I don't know how you prepare for him as a defense. You beat your receiver and you beat
here
your
they're going to do it again in another big hole as he's going to get hit. It still pick up a couple yards after contact. Picks up about 7 or 8 there again. It's like he gets hit and he rolls out of it and he just falls forward and his body length. He gets another body length on top, which is another 2 or 3 yards.
I would like to see his yards after contact this season. It has to be high. I don't know if someone keeps that or not, but I would like to see it.
The Rocks are going to bring in an extra offensive lineman here, so they're going to move Carpenter into the backfield once again to that heavy eye, and they're just going to sneak it with Hannes, and he's got some easy yards right there, and he's going to get up to about the 1.5-yard line. He's close down around the goal line.
I'm kind of curious if Aiden saw that himself and kind of called it at the line, called it Omaha or something, and then because I'm sure Blake Allen gave him permission to do that.
You know, Matthew Burkhardt, former quarterback here, he used to get happy if he would see any A-gap open. He would just want to sneak it 3 or 4 times in a row. He'd be like, there's no point in handing it off this. Let me sneak it.
And he's such a big dude. He's hard to bring down, so.
So 1st and goal here. They're going to turn around and hand it off to Hannes. He's going to dive at the goal line. No signal yet. I think he was short. Couldn't have been short by much, as there was a huge pile right there by the goal line. As the marker the official puts down where the ball's supposed to go is just beside the goal line.
So it takes it under 3 minutes left to go in the third. Rocks in on the 1 yard line.
2nd goal. Hannes is going to sneak, and that pile's going to fall forward for the Shamrock touchdown. As the Rocks are going to extend their lead of 22-7 here.
Looks like Barnesville's goal for 2 right here. Watching Blake Allen signal from the sideline.
In this case, you might as well go for 2 because if they score 2 more touchdowns and they get the extra points, it's going to put you up 21. So you're already up a point and you have nothing to lose. So you might as well try to extend it to 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And there's no difference in between being up 23-7 and 24-7.
No.
So you might as well just go for it. Which is what they're going to do, as Cameron Woods is going to bring into play to Aiden Hannes. So we'll see if the Jets can stop him here. The Rocks are going to be in the I formation, 2 receivers to the top of your screen. That's going to be Hannes in the slot and Detling. And they're going to fake it. They're going to do a little throwback screen to Cameron Woods. And he's going to get it easy. The 2-point conversion is going to be good, and that's going to extend the Rocks' lead to 24-7 here.
That was a really good drive by the Rocks right there. That's impressive.
You know, the Rocks have been able to put the ball in the end zone, but I will say the Jets' offense has been very powerful tonight.
Yeah.
They just can't put a big play together at the right time and score.
Wow, we got a little break right here. We'd like to give a shout out to the sponsors of this game. The first is the Barn Artist, as in Scott Hagen. If you need any paintings done on the side of a wall, it looks like, or a big landscape, he is definitely your man to go to. Check out some of his work. It's just incredible.
He did the gym at Barnesville.
Yeah, he's done so much.
Yeah.
And they're all good, no matter like what you look at. And then the second sponsor is Astoria Place in Barnesville.
Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you Strauss Films for making this happen once again.
Yes, thank you
we
for having us
love
back.
doing this, so it's always fun to get out here, and so you guys can watch the game because there's only can be so many people at the game.
Make the best out of a crappy situation.
That's right. So Carpenter's going to kick it off, and it's going to go to Los again. And he's going to get wrapped up by Gage Hannes around the 26-yard line. And that's where the Jets are going to try to get something going here.
Union Local will have to put together a good drive right here if they want to stay in this game.
This will be 1st and 10 here from the 27 with 2:44 left to play in the third quarter. Blake's going to be in the gun all by himself, empty formation, 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen, trips at the top. As it looks like the Rocks got a couple stand-up defensive linemen, try to get some extra pressure here as he has no additional blockers other than his offensive line. And he's going to throw it out to his receiver, Lowe's, who we called his name all night. Makes 1 man miss, makes 2, makes 3 men miss. He's going to get brought down around the 42. What a reception there, and broke a couple tackles. Carter Lose right there.
Tell you what, we've been calling his name all night from the receiver position, and he's been doing everything that Bernie Thompson's been asking him to do. Once he gets the ball, I mean, he's been dangerous with it so far.
He's a very quick kid, and I've been really impressed with him tonight.
Yeah. He was one that's kind of like slipped under the radar, really, like on the highlights and everything, but he's played really well tonight for the Jets.
So the Jets are going to stay in the empty shotgun formation. Blake will take the snap, kind of roll out to his right, throws it. It's going to be almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of senior Cameron Woods as they had a little out route design there. Woods on the defense in the flats breaks up the pass, and the Jets get away with one right there.
Well, Cameron, if you ever go back and listen to this live stream, I just want to tell you your hands have not gotten better since your freshman year. I'm just kidding, but I'm sure he'd like to have that one back.
For sure. There was nobody in front of him either.
No, I mean, that's easy to do. Like, if you see green
Yep.
like that, it's easy to take your eyes off of it. Like, look away from the ball before you actually catch it and want to take off.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 here for Blake, staying in the empty gun. He's going to drop back to pass. Good protection. Finds a man over a middle. He's going to be brought down by Cameron Woods and Gage Hannes. Ball come out, but they're going to say he was down. That looks to be Dakota Hess on the reception, the big tight end.
I'll tell you what, both teams have been getting a lot of hats to the ball tonight. Whenever like someone wraps them up, like both teams they've just been converging to the ball, and that's what you want to see as a defense.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and short. Hess was a little bit short of that first down marker. And so the Jets are going to have 3rd and about 1. So we'll see how they respond. They're going to throw it again. Throw it out in a little out route to Los. They're going to say he got a foot in bounds, and what an acrobatic catch.
That was impressive.
What a catch.
It was a good job by Blake.
I think he said that he was in. Now the refs are going to talk about it, and they're going to call it a first down. What a catch that was.
That was a good job by Blake to try to force him out of bounds while he was in midair and couldn't get a foot down, but Los with an acrobatic catch was able to get a foot down before he went out of bounds.
You know, in high school, you only got to have 1 foot in bounds, and he barely got that one in, and that's all that mattered.
Yep.
It's going to be a heck of a catch by Los there. So it'll be 1st and 10 as the Jets cross midfield. A little bit of pressure, and they're going to try to throw a pop pass to Los again, and they're wanting a pass interference. And I think it was, as Barnesville's defender was all over him, kind of restricting that arm back, and that's definitely warrants a flag, and it was not thrown.
I think Barnesville got away with one there. Yeah, he definitely was wrapped around him, had that one of those arms held back, and that probably should have been a penalty.
So, after the incompletion to Los, the Jets will have 2nd and 10 here at the 49, staying in that empty formation. And it's going to be a design quarterback run, and he's got a lot of room to work with. And Blake's going to pick up the first down. He slid. Late hit. And you know, when a quarterback slides and gives himself up, you have to stay off him, as the Rocks didn't, and they're going to flag Barnesville. We got a Barnesville player down as well.
What is the rule for targeting in high school? Are you ejected, or is there a warning?
I don't know. I don't think that would warrant a targeting, though. I think it's going to be just a late hit. You know, if a quarterback slides with his feet first, you got to stay off of him. And that's one of those things where it's kind of bang, bang, but it really doesn't matter, because if you hit a quarterback like that, he's defenseless.
Yeah.
It can definitely warrant a lot of injuries. I've seen a lot of gruesome things happen, you know, when you try to hit a guy when he's sliding.
Looks like Carter Blake is banged up on the sideline.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's okay. And I saw Bernie Thompson was livid on the sideline. Yes. That happened. And the official turned around, looked down, and threw a flag. So there'll be a sideline warning against Union Local.
So we'll see what the men in stripes do here. You know, after a big penalty like that, that could be a big momentum change here.
Oh, yeah. I just heard some actual cheering from the Barnesville stands. That's the first time we've heard of that all season, like a legitimate cheer. Carter Blake is still down on the Union Local sideline. Hopefully he's okay.
Boy, he's had a heck of a night.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
He's 1 or 2 throws away from this game being tied.
Yeah, 100%.
And I've been really impressed with his arm, too. He's shown the ability to air it out. He can throw it 40 yards easily, and he just misses receivers just by a fingertip or two tonight.
Yeah, that would come with experience. He's still young.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore, correct?
Yeah, yep.
And he's up and walks back to the sideline. So we'll have to see once both teams get back out in the field. The referees over talking to Bernie Thompson to see. I don't know if there might be multiple penalties down, so they'll have to see which one they want to accept and which one they want to decline. as the Rocks defense trots back out there.
Still waiting on a call from the official. I'll be interested to see who goes at quarterback if
Yes.
Blake is unable to. Looks like number 3, Dakota Hess.
So that's
Yeah.
the tight end. It looks like he's going to come in at quarterback for the Jets.
Yeah, they're just
as
putting-
Blake is out, which you hate to see. So Hess is going to be accompanied by Price, and they're just going to run a quarterback power to the left side. Rock's going to contain it a little bit, but Hess is going to churn forward for about 2 or 3 yards there.
Yeah, it looks like they're just putting like one of their best athletes back there and let him see what he can do.
You know, Price, their usual running back, just became a lead blocker.
Yep.
And you know, he hasn't really got it going tonight. You know, the Jets' offensive line struggled with Barnesville's defensive line, and they pretty much contained Jackson Price all night. So that's
Yeah.
one of those things where you just kind of got to do the dirty work. You know, if it's not working running the football, you got to become the lead blocker.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be second and about 8 here with 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. As Hess is going to roll out to his right, throws it. It's going to be short. Pass intended for Kearns. That's going to bring up third and about 8 here. That's going to stop the clock with 20 seconds left to play here in the third quarter.
I tell you what, I was watching Barnesville's defensive line right there, and they took a really good, like all of them took good angles,
Yeah.
like to get to the quarterback, and that's just credit to Luke Johnson's coaching. They all recognized where the play was going, and they just took good angles to get there.
Yeah, Luke's done a really nice job with
yes.
the Rocks offensive defensive line this year. So Hess is going to throw it just past the outreached hand of Kearns, and that's going to bring up fourth and about 8 here. Had him open, just missed him.
Yeah, I mean, that's like his second throw.
Yeah.
I mean, he just came into the game, so I doubt he's warmed up or anything.
He probably got about 3 or 4 chucks on the sideline,
Yeah.
and hey, go in and play QB.
A lot of people don't realize how hard it is to play quarterback. Like, I mean, it looks easy from up here. You can see everyone open, but you have to look at so many things.
There's so many moving parts on
Yes.
the field. So it'll be fourth down for the Jets. They're going to put McWhorter into motion. And they're going to throw it back. That's the Trey Rex. He's going to catch it. Depending on where the marker is, now they're going to say he got a first down. So a nice route there by Rex, enough to pick up the first down. Looks like he ran a little expansion route. He worked up the sideline, broke back in, and the ball was there waiting on him.
I'll tell you what, Trey did a really good job of getting to the sticks right there. Because a lot of kids they'll break that slant in like at too shallow of an angle, and they won't get to the sticks. And that was fourth down.
Right.
So that was, you had to get it.
Now, yeah, like you said, it was do or die for the Jets
Yeah.
here. As we end the third quarter, Rocks 24, Jets 7, but Union Locals driving after the big fourth down conversion right there.
Yeah, Trey Rex is a big target, and I'm sure he's huge. So I'm sure he can get up there and jump. So I wouldn't be surprised if they'll throw one up to him, let him try to use his size, because they haven't really done that yet. But I saw on the news, I can't remember what game it was, how many weeks ago, but he caught a touchdown in the back of the end zone at Union Local. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that again.
You can tell just by looking at their offensive huddle over there. He's the tallest kid in there.
Tallest kid on the field.
Quick look at scores around the valley. Shadyside beating River 27-6. Looks like Monroe Central's going to get the win. They're up 41-14 over Magnolia. Fort Fry beating Wheeling Catholic Central 33-0. As we look ahead to who the Rocks could potentially play in the playoffs in 2 weeks, Marion Elgin is up 14-15 in a close one against Crestline. And also,
No, Elgin is up 23-22. That's the most recent update we have.
okay, so they're up 23-22 as number 3. That's Dakota Hess is going to take it around the right side, pick up about 1 for the Jets.
Now, the other potential opponent the Rocks have faced in 2 weeks is up. Centerburg is up 34-9 against the team they're playing.
Which is
Frederickstown,
Frederickstown, which
yes.
is who the other opponent would be.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I read that wrong.
So 2nd 9 here for the Jets. As they'll throw a little bubble route out to McWhorter. Make one or two guys miss. He's up the sideline, and there he goes. McWhorter makes another man miss. And what a play! He's in for the score! But a flag is on the play once again to maybe call back a touchdown for the Jets.
That's been a big problem for Union Local all night. Every time they get a big play, it gets brought back by a penalty.
So Hess threw a little bubble screen out to McWhorter. Made a couple men miss. I thought they had him back for a loss. Next thing you know, he's running up the sideline for a score. But they're going to call a flag on the Jets, and that's going to negate the big score. And they're going to have to try to do it again. How many times has that been tonight,
At least
Cade?
the second or third time. They just can't catch a break.
No.
Every time they bust a big play, it gets brought back.
Well, you know, that's when often the refs will call those iffy penalties like that. If there's a big play and they feel that that penalty contributed to that play, they're going to call it every time.
And it's really frustrating as an offense.
Yeah. So the official calls an illegal block in the back on Union Local, which will negate the touchdown by McWhorter. So Hess will be in the gun alongside Price. He's on a drop back to throw. He's got a man up around the 25-yard line. Pass is complete. Coverage on a play by Spencer Bliss. Carter Lose with the reception once again for the Jets. What a night he's having.
Yeah, he's been playing so well for the Jets all night. He's really helping out Dakota Hess, who's at quarterback. Cause it's hard to find a rhythm, especially coming in late. He's really helped bail out Hess.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 here, a big one for the Jets, as Hess is going to turn around and throw. Ball's tipped by Chase Connor, but a flag's going to be thrown in once again. Nice defense there by number 11, Chase Connor, as he came in and cut that ball off about halfway to its intended target.
Waiting to see what the call is from the officials.
And they're going to wave off the flag, so that's going to bring up a huge 4th down for the Jets.
And they were able to capitalize on the last 4th down they had, but this time it's a little bit longer of a distance.
Yeah. So it'll be 4th and 11 with 10:30 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Rocks up 24-7 over Union Local in the battle for the milk bucket. It'll be a huge 4th down here for Hess and the Union Local Jets. They're going to be in a spread formation, 2-by-2 receivers. Hess is going to turn back and chuck one. He's got Rex all by himself. He's going to fall in, and they're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. I think his knee just hit as the ball was a little bit underthrown. It looks like Rex got a heck of a release over there, burnt the corner, and he's going to be marked down at the 1-yard line.
That's the second time this drive that Trey Rex has came up big for the Jets on 4th down. And he's only a sophomore.
Yes. So with 10:16 in the 4th quarter and counting, the Jets are at the 1-yard line. It looks like Hess is going to come at the center. He's going to try to sneak it, and I think he might have got in, and they're going to say he did. Touchdown, Jets. So that's going to move the score total up for the Jets to 13 as they inch closer and try to chip away at Barnesville's lead with 10 minutes left to go here in the 4th. As it looks like the Jets are going to attempt the extra point. And it's going to be Skeetle again.
I'm sorry if we are mispronouncing your name.
I'm sorry. Kearns to hold. Snap is down, and it looks like it got tipped, hits the crossbar, and rolls in. My goodness. It got blocked in the line of scrimmage, hits the crossbar, and just decides to roll in. That's one of the uglier extra points I've seen. But all that matters is it went through.
You don't see that often.
Man, this has been a wild one tonight.
Yeah. I mean, we're still in for a good game right here.
Yes.
10:04 left to go in the fourth. 24-14.
2-score game, and a stop and a score, and all you got to do is get another stop. It's very feasible for the Jets, so we'll have to see how Blake Allen and his offense counters here. They want to see him put together a nice drive and burn off some clock here.
This is the kind of game that you want out of these two rival schools. So we did see Union Local get the onside kick to start the second half, so we know they're capable of getting it.
Right. And I'm sure that Barnesville is reminding their upmen to not leave early, especially the guy like Jake Belay there in the middle, Gavin Carpenter, Ethan Spangenberg. I'm sure they told them not to move until the ball is over their head.
You can't afford to have like a Dallas Cowboys, Atlanta Falcons type situation go on where
as the
Falcons
Rocks
just
did
sit
bring
back.
up all of their men, and they still
what?
got it. Ball might have went out of bounds, I think. And it was recovered by number 6, Bryce Hall for the Rocks, and that was another close one. The Rocks, they brought all their guys up into an onside kick recovery, and they still almost didn't get on it.
They need to keep finding these holes.
A nice job there by the Union Local Jets to try to take advantage of some holes in Barnesville special teams. But luckily the Rocks get back on it, so that'll set up 1st and 10 here at the 47. Hannes will be in the I formation. They're going to have Gavin Carpenter bring in the extra lineman, and they're just going to plow forward. Quick handoff to Jake Belay, and then some. He's going to pick up the first down, I do believe. So a nice 10-yard gain there, so that's a good, nice way for the Rocks offense to respond.
I mean, that's attempted onside kick is a high-risk, high-reward situation for the Jets, because if you get it, you can go down and score and put you in for a heck of a ball game. But if you don't, you give the Rocks good field position to start their offensive drive.
Official marking, they're going to say Belay was short of the first down, so it'll be 2nd and inches here for the Rocks, as they're going to turn around and give it to the senior again, and he will get it on the second time. So for a Barnesville first down, 9:27 remaining in the fourth as the clock stops so they can move the chains.
I'll tell you what, I love that formation for the Rocks because they let Gavin Carpenter kind of lead through the hole, and he's a big boy, but he can move well for his size. He's played so good for the Rocks all year long.
So 1st and 10 here from the 40, as Hannes is going to put Carpenter in motion again. They're going to snap it and run a counter. The Jets are going to be on it, but Hannes makes 1 or 2 men miss, and he falls forward for 1 yard when I thought they were going to have him wrapped up in the backfield.
The big thing is the back. You just want, even if you get tackled with the line of scrimmage, you want to fall forward every time.
Rocks did a nice job right there. They pulled those guys around, but the Jets, what they did, they closed in that hole, and by the time Hannes actually got to the line of scrimmage, it was all clogged up. It looked like there was a hole there for a second, but it wasn't open very long. So 2nd and 9 here for the Rocks. Staying that same formation, they're going to get Gavin Carpenter on a false start here. Looked like maybe he was expecting a motion.
Yeah.
Jumped a little bit.
I'll be interested to see if Aiden Hannes throws the ball right here from since it's about 2nd and 15.
Looks like he's going to maybe stay at quarterback. CJ is in, but he's going to come out at receiver. So at the bottom of your screen will be CJ Hannes. They're going to motion Gage over. They're going to fake it. Keeper by Hannes. He's going to get tackled. Tackle was made by number 24. That's Sawyer Moore. Tackle right there.
Oh yeah. So it looks like CJ Hannes is at quarterback now for Aiden. Oh, yeah. Looks like Aiden's going to line up. Oh, no, that's Spencer Bliss. I apologize. A little bit of misalignment for the Rocks.
Hannes is going to drop back. All kinds of pressure. And he's going to get brought down. That's a huge sack. That was number 65. That was David Berge on the big sack. The senior coming up huge for the Jets is going to force the Rocks to punt.
He really needed to get rid of that right there. Throw it at the feet of one of his receivers if he could. It's a big loss for the Rocks.
Huge. You know, it's a young quarterback back there making a mistake like that. You know, you lose all that yardage. And now they're going to have a chance to return.
Instead of punting from the 50, he's going to be punting from Gage Hansen's heels and be on like his 30.
So Hannes is going to punt. It's a high one. And it's going to bounce and roll out of bounds at around the 28.5. So that's where the Jets are going to take over and try to cut this thing to one score.
Yeah, the Shamrocks defense really needs to come up with a big stop right here.
This is where you look for your big-time playmakers on defense. Cameron Woods, A.J. Detling, there's seniors like that. Gage Hannes to come up with, you know, just one more play here.
Yep. So we got trips at the top of your screen.
They're going to be in an empty formation.
Carter Blake is back in at quarterback, so that's big for the Jets.
It's a good call by you right there. It's important. Looks like the Rocks are going to adjust coverage a little bit as Blake takes a snap, drops back, throws it out. He's got his man Kearns in it off his chest. I think he felt the presence of number 21 Spencer Bliss right there.
Yeah, it's a good job to break up and come up and break up the pass. I watched Chase Connor. They adjusted him. They brought him up to the line of scrimmage and kind of jammed Trey Rex instead of giving him a clean release because he on the last Jets offensive series.
So a huge drop there by Kearns, the young receiver. And that's going to keep the Jets at 2nd and 10 at their own 28-yard line as Blake's going to be in a gun all by himself once again. Rocks rush 4. Blake's going to throw it to Kearns. He's going to make up for it. And he's going to pick up the first down. Nice pitch and catch there.
Yeah, he is a freshman, Gannon Kearns. That's impressive.
Yeah. Freshman making some plays for him.
So
the Jets are going to go hurry up here as Rex will be at the bottom of your screen alongside Los in the slot. Blake will take the snap. Has time to throw. Finds his man Hess over the middle, and he's going to pick up the first down.
Again, the Rock's weakness is just the middle. Just passes over the middle.
So, Union Locals turning down the field with 5:52 left to play here. Blake's going to take the snap, drop back to pass, throws it over the middle again. Caught once again by Hess.
That was a pretty impressive catch.
It really was.
His left foot was sliding out from behind him, and he was still able to make the catch.
And it looks like the Rocks are sick of what they're seeing. They're going to call a timeout here.
Yeah.
They got to make an adjustment here.
Yeah, you need to.
You know, the way the Rocks linebackers are, they're built to stop the run.
Uh-huh.
But that opens up the pass over the middle of the field.
So it's 5:39 left to go in the fourth quarter. So if the Jets can score quick here, we're in for a heck of a game.
And they got 3 timeouts, Kate.
Yeah, that's huge.
5:39 left to play with the way their offense has been moving. We have still a lot of football left in front of us. A lot of important football.
And I know we've been talking about Barnesville giving up the pass over the middle, but I was watching Justin Jackson. He kind of looked over the sideline, kind of like gave like a binocular signal, like kind of like a spy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're kind of spying this quarterback right now, and that makes it harder on him to find the open receiver on his 45-degree drop.
But if you're spying the quarterback, that takes away one defender in coverage.
Yeah. And that's why they've just been hitting the middle all night. Well, this drive, I should say.
So the Rocks are going to be in a dime formation here. Looks like they only got one linebacker. No, they kicked him back in. Jets are an empty shotgun here. Blake is going to get his signal from the sideline from Coach Thompson. So Blake will take the snap, drop back, Pump fakes. All day to throw. Airs one out to the sideline to his man Lowe's. He's going to catch it. Walk in the end zone. Touchdown Union Local.
We're in for a good one right here.
And that was over number 7, Gage Hannes.
Yep.
They went right after the Rocks' best player with a big score, as I imagine the Jets will kick the extra point here to cut the lead to 3. What a throw and a catch right there. That was impressive. And that was right out of a timeout from Barnesville, too. Not the way you want to respond if you're Blake Allen and the Rocks. So the snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. And the Jets have cut the lead that once was 24-7. Now Barnesville 24, Union Local 21. And this is going to be a long 5 minutes, friend.
Yeah. This is the kind of game you want, though.
This has been a heck of a game tonight. I've been really impressed with Blake at quarterback tonight. He's thrown a lot of nice balls tonight. Like we said earlier, 2 completely opposite attacks. Barnesville wants to run the ball, so they're going to have to pick up a couple first downs here and run out the clock. Union Locals did it through the air tonight. They've got themselves back into the game, so we'll see if their defense can come up and make a huge stand, or if Barnesville's offensive line can take over and pick up a couple first downs.
We'll see who wants it more right here.
This is exactly what you want with rivalry football. Last week of the regular season, you can't ask for anything better.
No.
Rock's got a lot of guys up around the 50-yard line anticipating a short onside kick here. Skettle's going to kick it, and he's going to pooch it into the gap, and it's going to sit there. Hannes is going to field it and get brought down by the Jets around his own 21-yard line.
Tell you what, Union Local has the momentum right now.
Yes.
If they need a stop right here, it's going to be bad for the Rocks.
So we'll see what Blake Allen and his offense has here. If they can pick up a couple first downs, rely on that Rocks offensive line, and see if they can give it to Gage Hannes here a couple times.
Yep.
That's exactly what I'm expecting. Probably what we're going to see, as they are going to come out in an I formation. Union Local subbing some guys on the field late. So it'll be 1st and 10. Rocks on their own 22. 5:29 left to play in the game. They're going to hand it off. And that's to Woods, the senior. He's going to pick up about 2 right there. That's going to bring up 2nd and about 8. And I'm sure the Rocks are not going to snap it until about 1 on the play clock.
Oh, no. They're going to try to take down as much time as possible. I tell you what, I think out of all the games we've been commentating, this has been the most crowd noise from both sides of the field we've seen so far.
So Hannes is going to throw it, actually. He's going to find his fullback, Jake Belay. And he's going to get brought down, knocked out of bounds, so, and a flag on the play. He's going to get knocked out around the 30. As the refs are going to try to figure out the penalty here. Belay cut it to about, it would be 3rd and about 3. As there hasn't been a signal yet of who this is going to be on. Trying to get the stream up here, having some issues.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can hear us or not, but we'll keep talking just in case they can.
They're going to wave the flag off here. So Barnesville is going to have about 3rd and about 3.
With 4:42 left to go in the 4th.
That's about the 2nd or 3rd time. that the refs have waved off a flag here. So it looks like there's going to be a timeout called. Maybe?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. The officials are running around everywhere as they're pointing towards Union Local. The men in stripes are still trying to figure out what's going on. I think they're just out there playing rock, paper, scissors. Who do they want to call it on? As the Shamrocks are pumping up this Shamrock crowd.
This is by far the most crowd noise.
Oh, yes. This is definitely the loudest it's been all year here. You know, usually, I bet in a normal year this place would be going ballistic.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, look at it now. I mean,
it would probably be shoulder to shoulder.
Limited spectators, and it's still loud. And we can hear it through the headset.
So we're back on here. We got it? All right.
All right, we're good to go.
Perfect timing. It's going to be 3rd and short for the Rocks here after the Rocks found Belay on a waggle. 3rd and about 1, 4:28 and counting left to go. And they're going to sneak it. And I think Harris might have picked it up. And they're going to mark first down for the Shamrocks.
It's huge for the Rocks.
So after the first down, well, that's a huge first down by Barnesville right there. You know, now probably either right here, Union Local's going to have to start thinking about using those timeouts.
Yeah. They need to get a turnover or stop them and go 3 and out right here.
So Hannes is going to turn around and hand it off to Gage Hannes. He busts loose. He's up around the first down marker and he picked it up and another first down. What a run there by Gage Hannes, the senior.
That's what you want to see is if you're Barnesville, is let your best player take over the game.
What a hole right there by the Rocks offensive line. That's exactly what they needed to do right there. So, with 3:45 and counting in the 4th quarter, Rocks first down at their own 45-yard line, but driving. Up 3. Union Local stacking a box. And Barnesville's going to run it right at him to Gage Hannes. He's going to turn forward for about 5 yards. And we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here, Cade.
Yep. We keep chipping away at field position.
It's going to be the first one to break here. Can the Jets get a stop? Or can Barnesville keep plowing forward?
If Union Local can get a turnover right here or stop, it's going to be a good one.
So it'll be 2nd about 5, 3:05 left here to play. Hannes is going to come up in the I formation. Gavin Carpenter in the backfield fullback. You know what's coming. Jets don't have any defensive backs deep. And they're going to hand it off to Gage Hannes. He's going to plow forward. Once again, still up. Rocks are looking for a flag. I don't think they're going to get it, though. And he's going to get the first down, I do believe.
I mean, if you're Gage Hannes right there could not be a better sight than seeing Gavin Carpenter right in front of you in the backfield.
Rocks have got 6 offensive linemen on their field, 6 best blockers they got, and they're just going to go right at you. Union Local knows exactly what's coming here.
Yep.
Game's on the line, and as we approach 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm expecting these timeouts to start coming soon from Coach Bernie Thompson.
For sure.
So Hannes is going to have 2 receivers way down. They're just getting defenders pulled out there, and they're going to be all over that run. It would look like a little ISO play.
Timeout,
Gage
Union
Hannes,
Local.
and there's the timeout.
Yep.
So with 2:20 left to play here in the 4th quarter, Rocks are holding on to that 24-21 lead here. I like what Blake Allen did right there. He pulled 2 receivers all the way down outside of the numbers just to pull 2 more defenders out of there.
Try to get as many defenders out of the box as you can. And if they don't acknowledge it, you hit it quick now and make them pay for it.
One thing you cannot do if you're Barnesville here, you have to hold on to the football. You cannot fumble. You can't afford a turnover right here with the offensive momentum Union Locals had.
That's been Gage has had that problem in the past in a couple years, but this year he's been good so far. Knock on wood, but
you know, if I'm Coach Allen right here, I'm looking at Gage and I'm saying, act like this thing is your kid, and you hold on to it and don't let it go.
Yeah.
Hold on to it like it's your baby. So, coming out of the timeout, it's going to be about 2nd and 9 here for the Rocks.
I mean, if you're Burton Thompson in that timeout, you tell them you know what's coming.
Yeah,
so
you know exactly. You could tell everybody in the world. I mean, it's like when you're bunting with a man on, like you're bunting and trying to sacrifice.
Yep.
You know, everybody knows it's coming. You just got to stop it. And they're going to run a little bootleg here by Hannes. And he's going to slide, but he's going to stay in bounds, which is the key thing, and force Bernie Thompson to use a timeout. He's going to pick up about 3 right there as Blake Allen tried to call a bootleg there with his quarterback.
I'll tell you what, even though Barnesville's been ramming the ball down the Union Locals' throat this last series, they covered that really well. They covered the boot really well for not expecting it.
So we got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the game clock. It'll be 3rd and about 8 for the Rocks. Ball in the Union Local 43. Leads cut down to 24-21 in favor of the Shamrocks.
I mean, if Union Local can get a stop right here, this game is not over.
Yes. Union Local has 1 timeout remaining, so if they can get a stop here, use that timeout, they're going to have about just under 2 minutes to work with. Which is plenty of time for the way this offense is operating.
I love the way this is panning out.
This is going to be, has the makings of a great game, so we'll see how Barnesville responds. I'm really curious to see if they call a play action here, or if they just decide to make them use their last timeout and trust their defense.
Yep. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, honestly.
I really don't. This might be one of those plays where you kind of put a man in motion or something and try to get an offsides and cut it closer, but looks like they're going to be in a single back formation. They're going to pitch it, and a little counter trap to Jake Blake. He's going to pick up the first down, but a flag is thrown in. And a flag is thrown in, and it looks like it's going to be an illegal block on a receiver as the Rocks ran a little misdirection play there.
Blake Allen is not happy about that one.
No.
I didn't see it, so.
It was a block in the back on A.J. Detling, the senior receiver. You know, once, like I said earlier, they're going to call penalties on those big plays if they're you know, leery about it. If it's 50-50 and it's a big play, they're calling it every time.
I mean, I can't tell you if it was a bad call or not. I was watching Boy run the ball, so I'm sure they'll see it in film.
Yes. We'll have to check that one out tomorrow.
That was huge.
You know, I like the play they ran there. They faked the toss, came back with the counter, a little wing T play.
I mean, you give to Gage the whole drive down, then you hit with a little Blay action.
You know, they ripped that page right out of the Fort Fry's playbook right there.
Oh, yeah.
And it worked to perfection. They pick up the first down. The flag holds them back. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 11 with 2:04 left to play. Union Local's got 1 timeout. Barnesville has 2. Barnesville's lead still 24-21. And the clock will start. We're under 2 minutes here.
Gage Hannes is at receiver at the top of your screen.
Cameron Woods in the backfield. And that looked to be, they're going to call a false start. But here's the thing, Cade. That's a motion. That's a legal motion. It looked like it caught the referee off guard. And I think that's an absolutely a wrong call right there. Your back is allowed to come up like that.
Yeah,
yes. Your back is allowed to go in motion like that. That was a blatant missed call. The referee wasn't expecting it, and he called it, and it's going to cost the Rocks 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 15. You know, teams use that play all the time. You see it in the NFL, and that stuff happens all the time.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's talking about over there.
How many times have we seen Gavin Carpenter come up to motion like that? I think it was because it was so sudden is why they
I
called
mean,
it.
That's what you want to do
Exactly.
right there.
And so now Blake Allen's going to be forced to use a timeout. 3rd and 15. Minute 51 left to play here. Rocks lead 24-21 in the fourth quarter. Battle of the milk bucket. You can't ask for much more, buddy.
This is awesome. I love it.
This is good high school football at its finest right here. Two rival schools going at it, punch for punch.
Like we said, even though Union Local has a losing record right now, it doesn't matter when you get to this game.
Throw the records out. And, boy, I've been impressed with some of their talent.
Oh,
tonight,
yeah,
too.
me too.
And they're going to keep improving as Coach Thompson's program marches on.
Yep.
And we'll see here what Blake Allen has in store. 3rd and 15, this isn't what you want to, this isn't the situation you want to be in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
This will
surprised
be
if they
tough.
come out hard count right here and try to get some of those yards
Yeah.
back. That Blake has one more timeout to spend here. Maybe go up to the line. You hard count a couple times, wind the play clock down to about 1, and you would try to motion. That's probably what they were doing in the last play, and they called it. So maybe you don't use that motion, but you do some other funky stuff. Try to draw them off sides, get it to 3rd and 10, spell your last timeout.
Yep,
So we'll see what Blake has in store here for the Shamrocks. Aiden Hansen is going to be in the gun, accompanied by Gage Hannes. Jake Belay is a wing, and they're going to run a little counter back. Ball's on the ground! Looks like the Jets might have jumped on it, and I think they did. What a play call by Barnesville. I think they had a lot of room to run.
Yes.
They ran a trap play. They just ran out of the gun. Gage Hannes had all kinds of room to run in front of him. Puts the ball on the ground, like we talked about you can't do. Gives the ball to Union Local at Barnesville's 35 with 1:44 left to play.
If you're Barnesville, that is the worst thing that could happen to you right there.
What a call there by Blake
I
Allen,
love
though.
the play call.
What a call. The play was there. They had it set up. The
didn't
guy
execute.
pulled, run the trap. Couldn't ask for anything better, just bad
No.
execution.
Yep. So we'll see how this one pans out.
So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Carter Blake in the backfield. Blake Allen's going to use his last timeout to try to shore some things up on his defense. And we may see the kicker again here.
Yeah. Do you remember when there's 5 minutes left to go and you said this would be a very long 5 minutes? You were not kidding about that one.
A close game like that 5 minutes is going to take about 25
Oh my gosh,
minutes.
yes, at least.
If you're Union Local, I don't know what kind of range Skeetle has, but if they can get within like the 20, and if it's like 4th down, you might try to kick it tight and send it to overtime.
Yep.
And boy, wouldn't that be something for a
Oh my
backyard
gosh,
rivalry.
yeah. That'd be amazing.
If you're Barnesville, though, you just need one stop.
Yep.
You need a couple big plays here. You're really looking towards the seniors, and what we haven't seen in a while is any pressure from the 4
You're
guys
right,
in front.
yes,
the
you're
mullet
right.
man.
Yep.
Maybe you can turn on some pass rush here if you're Luke Johnson's defensive line.
Yep.
See if you can get out to the quarterback, because that can definitely change Carter Blake's vision
Yeah.
and his ability to throw. So Blake's going to be in an empty shotgun all by himself. Rock's got 4 defensive linemen. Blake's going to take the snap here, drop back to throw. No pressure. Got some McWhorter out in the flats. He's going to get brought down. A nice tackle there by look to be Spencer Bliss, I do believe. And a nice form tackle right there. Kept him in bounds, too. Only picked up about 3, so that's a pretty good play there for the Rocks.
Yeah, and he didn't get out of bounds, which keeps the clock running.
Yep, minute 18 and counting here for the Jets as Blake's going to take the snap, look to his left, throw it out there again on the out route, and that's going to be completed to Los. He's going to get out of bounds, but he's short of the first down. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 2 or 3. With 1 minute and 9 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. We got a whale of a game
Oh, this
here,
is
Cade.
awesome.
What are you thinking here if you're a DB?
Know where the sticks are.
Know where the 6 are,
Yeah.
but no.
You gotta know where the sticks are, but you just have to watch your keys. This cannot be the time where you mess up.
Yes. So, Union Local's going to be an empty gun, but they got a tight end on the line, maybe trying to run it. No, it's empty formation. He's going to pump fake. Go deep. He's got a man open. Bert Bliss. Bliss comes back and makes a heck of a play. Pass was intended for number 14, Trey Rex. He had a couple steps on Bliss. Bliss recovers and breaks up the pass.
Yeah. What you gotta do right here, you have to tell your corners to know, and OBs to know where the sticks
Yes.
are, but you have to tell your safeties to like have help over top.
That was probably right there, third down. Coach Bernie Thompson saying probably thinking they're playing the 6, and he's trying to take a shot and end it right there.
Yep.
So a huge 4th down. Rocks 24, Jets 21. Battle of the Milk Bucket, homecoming. What more can he ask for?
Not much. Nothing I can think of.
Game is on the line. 4th down and 3. Minute 01 left to play. As Union Local calls their last timeout as they try to go to the chalkboard here and try to draw something up. And Coach Bernie Thompson, we'll see what he has in store.
You live for this moment as a player. You cannot ask for anything more.
It's who's going to step up and make a play. Who's going to step up and make a play when you're tired, you're sore, you feel weak, fatigued.
You have to tell your players to be the one to step up and make a play. Don't wait for someone else to do it.
You have to be the reason.
Yes,
you have to take leadership, take ownership of yourself, no excuses, and to make a play. This is
the last time the seniors will play Union Local. It's worth it more at this point.
Can't ask for anything else. Carter Blake's going to be in a shotgun, empty formation. He has Hess, McWhorter, and Kearns down at the bottom of your screen. It's going to be Rex and Los at the top of your screen. Blake's going to do a hard count, takes the snap, throws a quick hitch to Hess. He's going to pick up the 1st down as the Rocks rally, so the clock's going to stop so the chains can move. Clock stops with 54.6 seconds left after the huge conversion, a huge pile up as a Shamrock player actually comes up with the football, but he was obviously down. So once the ball is set and the chains move, clock's going to start rolling, which it does, 51 and counting. Blake's under center actually with the empty formation. He's going to spike it. It was 46 seconds left, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Jets.
I mean, you're wondering how far is field goal range for Union Local?
I'm really wondering that right now. How much they have to? Are they going to try to take a couple shots here? Are they going to try to nickel and dime it down closer and maybe take a shot?
They definitely have to at least get some more yards because that's a pretty decent shot for a high school.
But with the way they've been playing, you think they might take a shot here.
Yeah.
So Blake will be in the gun all by himself. Rocks are going to rush 4. They got a spy on maybe, and he's going to drop back and throw. Pressure, throws it out to the flats. That's McWhorter, and he's going to run it to the sideline and get brought down. They're going to say he's out of bounds at about the 16. Stops the clock with 37.7 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. This is getting down to it. This is it.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot ask for a better football game on homecoming. I mean, you can't believe this.
Official timeout.
An official timeout. Not sure
not too
what's
sure
going on here. I think they're going to be measuring this. They're bringing the sticks out. And this is the rowdies we've heard the stadium here.
Yeah, both sides. It's like Barnesville crowd and the away visiting Union Local.
So the officials are measuring this, and I think they're close. And they're going to say he's short by about a half a yard. McWhorter was short by about a half a yard. Jets are ready to respond, though. They're lined up as they got to take the chains over, so they're all going to have to play a little jump rope here. And they're going to officially mark it off here on the right hash. So the Jets will have it. It'll be about third and about a half a yard. 37.7 seconds left to play. Shamrocks up 24-21. This is what you dream for right here.
Do you remember that the 2-point conversion that Barnesville didn't get?
Yes.
That I told you it would come up huge.
But I think the Jets are thinking 6 right here.
Oh, yeah.
They're thinking 6 right here. They do not want to put the game into a kicker.
This doesn't matter for the state, like the playoffs.
Yes.
They're already turned in.
So Blake's going to take the snap. He's going to drop back, roll a little bit to his left, throw it up into triple coverage. It's going to be picked off in the end zone by the Shamrocks. Hayden Harris, the senior, with the interception. With 30.5 seconds left to play in the fourth, Union Local throws a post route up into triple coverage. Ball is tipped, picked off by the captain, senior leader quarterback, playing injured, Aiden Hannes. What a storyline!
You live for that as a player. That's such an awesome job of Aiden to step up right there when his team needs him to. You can't ask for anything else.
So following the interception, the Rocks are going to take over at the 20-yard line with 30.5 seconds left to play, and they're going to sit on this and get in victory formation and get out of here with the Milk Bucket Trophy.
Yep.
Partner, this is one of the best games I've seen in a while.
Yes, this is amazing. Both teams have played so good.
So Hannes will be under center, and he's going to take a knee. And where the play clock will be, we'll see if the officials give it to him, and I think they will, and that's going to be it, folks. Here at Shamrock Stadium, homecoming. What a game as the time expires on the clock. Barnesville's going to win 24-21 over the Union Local Jets and win the Milk Bucket. What a game.
So, Strauss Films actually has had some shirts made for Barnesville that it says back-to-back champs, back-to-back Milk Bucket champs. And those will be available tonight at midnight.
Yes.
On, where will we be at? On Strauss Films, their website.
On Strauss Films' website, go get your back-to-back Milk Bucket Champs Shamrock t-shirt.
We saw a picture of the shirts, and they are awesome. Trust me, you're gonna want to get one.
So, whoa, what a game!
Oh yeah.
So now, what's next for each team? Playoffs.
So yes, Barnesville has the bye the first round, so they'll be back here in 2 weeks.
Right, and it'll be on a Saturday night.
Yes, Saturday night.
So Shamrocks will be playing here at Shamrock Stadium, and they will be playing against the winner of Marion Elgin and Fredericktown. Marion Elgin is the 12 seed, Fredericktown the 21 seed. Probably expect Marion Elgin to be making a long trip to Shamrock Stadium in 2 weeks. So the Rocks will have a bye week where they can get rested up. You know, we had a couple injuries tonight, so that'll be much needed for them. As far as Union Local in Division 4, they will be going to Vinton County next week. So a long trip for the Jets. But they were very impressive tonight, so they should be feeling pretty good about making that trip.
They looked better than their record.
Yes, they played very well tonight.
Yeah.
So, from Shamrock Stadium, Shamrocks win 24-21. Signing off here, and good night, everybody.